Gotta make a new intro. All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of the Gently K channel featuring her simp husband, me, Daryl Long, the simp god. Change my wife's name in here.
Please do.
I don't want to think that I'm, controlling.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I had a conversation with Izzy Vance the other day about our marriage.
What? You never told me that. Why you talk to somebody who ain't married?
They said that I'm the leader.
Okay.
And that you just do, that I just advocate certain stuff to you. And that is leadership, like when I had you watch over Leia.
That's dumb.
All right, so we have a few videos we have to break down today, but first let me do a few things. Marc Lamont Hill versus Brian. Oh no. Interview with Julie McKnight and Brian Kids. All right, so I'm pulling up. I have the interview, but I want to make sure I get all the data, all the information, and to do that, I use an AI called Claude. It is my favorite thing to use. So let's talk about it. This interview is a deeply emotional and troubling situation for the McKnight family. We have Marc Lamont Hill, who conducted an exclusive interview with Brian McKnight ex-wife Julie McKnight and their son Brian McKnight Jr., which was released earlier this week on the platform known as Patreon. Now, the most heartbreaking revelation from the interview involves Brian McKnight Jr. describing how his late brother Niko, while battling cancer and facing death, called him sobbing, asking their father to say, "I love you," only to have Brian McKnight Sr. allegedly respond to his dying son, "I can't arbitrarily say that I love you," because he never did.
Saga continues.
Now, me and my wife did watch the first 30 minutes of this, babe. What do you think about it before we keep going?
I think these people were very truthful. I didn't get the sense that they were lying. I think they told their truth. I think they gave us more information. They gave us more details, though, about things than when he talked. He just gave you like an overview. They kind of like put things into perspective. And they even addressed some of the things that he said. So I didn't get that they were lying. It just made, to me, listening to them and listening to him, I don't believe him. He's a liar.
It was clear that Brian McKnight didn't give Anton Daniels all of the details of the situation. It was pretty much clear to me that Brian McKnight left out a lot of key details in the interview. Y'all like this upper? Yeah, y'all like that? Y'all like that? Anyway, let me go back to this real quick. So let's go ahead and break this interview down. Shout out to everybody that's coming in. All right.
Hey, y'all.
I see we got a few new people coming in. And shout out to all of the people that's watching our videos that I post. My wife got 14,000 views on her channel that she didn't even know about.
No, I
didn't. Let's go ahead and go to the interview. My wife got to leave in about 2 hours.
Yeah, something like that.
All right.
Yeah, about 2.
So this is Dr. Marc Lamont Hill video, and we just have to put this disclaimer up because we don't know anybody in these videos. Let's go ahead and do it right now. We don't know anybody. This isn't personal. This is simply a commentary channel. We are giving our commentary. Nothing here is factual. Everything is alleged, okay? With that being said, let's break down Dr. Marc Lamont Hill's video to see what really happened. Don't want that one. Let's use this one. You like this one, babe?
I think that one's okay.
Okay.
That one's fine.
Okay.
Lamont Hill, a Patreon exclusive. Today I am joined by two very, very, very special guests. I have Julie McKnight and Brian McKnight Jr. Thank you both for joining me.
Thank you.
Of course, man. Thanks for having us.
So, for the last couple of weeks, Brian McKnight Sr. has been in the media, came across my radar. And the thing I noticed when I was watching him do interviews or do a particular interview was that you all hadn't responded much, that you all were fairly quiet in the media and had been for a while.
Now, Anton, this is where you went wrong. In this interview, see how I did that, man? In this interview right here, he actually is breaking down a lot of stuff that you could have said, Brian, I respect you as a friend, but I believe the best thing that we need to do is have your family here so everybody can get a true picture of the situation without anybody being left out. But Brian, you chose to go to Anton Daniels of all people because you simply wanted, to be honest, to be treated like a child.
He wanted to be coddled.
He was coddled.
I mean, he was coddled, and he wanted to be coddled. Yeah, he wanted the validation of another man that was gonna say, yeah, you did right, yeah.
And clearly, you did not do right
at all.
Let's watch it, y'all.
What made you want to talk now?
To be honest, man, like I said when you initially reached out to me, it's been years for me dealing with this. Years. We're talking since 2019. This has been our family story in the media. And I have said pretty much all I've needed to say about it. Do you know what I mean? It's really not things that I necessarily even feel for me personally I need to rehash anymore. But with this new set of things that have been said and the way that it seems like this is going to continue to play out, if we don't say something, is a big part of the reason why. And you yourself personally, I wasn't going to talk to anyone else. And to be even realer, it has even nothing to do with the spat that you and my father have. Me and my boys have always appreciated your point of view on things and the way that you handle your conversations and the way that you talk. And that made a big difference on my decision to finally say something.
And he's not speaking about it, but to me, what this tells me is he didn't want to talk to somebody like Anton Daniels versus Marc Lamont Hill because he genuinely appreciate how Marc Lamont Hill is speaking when he do see him speak publicly. Marc Lamont Hill isn't someone who bashes Black women. He isn't someone who shames Black culture. On the contrary, he has constantly stuck up for Black culture over the years. Right? Even to the point where he lost his CNN show and now he's, off and on correspondent. So babe, do you like Marc Lamont Hill?
I mean, like, yeah, I do. I don't know him enough to like him, but I'm just saying, from what I've seen in the media and what he's put out and what I've seen of him on other people's channel, yeah, I mean, I feel like he stands up for Black culture, and on that, I think he's fair. I think he's fair about our culture as well. And I also love the fact that he does stick up for our culture. He don't let people just say whatever they want to say, especially when he was on CNN. Well, I don't know if it was CNN, when he was over there on that British network or whatever like that. He stuck up for us. Absolutely.
He did. He's a member of Kappa Alpha Psi. Okay. So he's a noob. Shout out to the noobs.
But within the unfortunateness of this entire situation, I do think it's imperative for not only myself to not absolve myself of certain things, but to just open the door for a new conversation to be had. And not just between us, not just between me and my father, but now because we are in the public, it's with all of you as well and everyone. Yeah. So I do appreciate the opportunity to do this, but I'm hoping it's the last time that we have to address these things based on things said by my dad. So I appreciate you giving us the opportunity to not draw the line in the sand or anything like that. But again, I
It's almost like they didn't want to speak about this until the anti-interview came out.
Yeah, and then they had to. They was forced to speak.
That's what it seemed
because
like.
it was just so atrocious. Like they were like, no, now we got to say something. Because again, I haven't heard these people speaking out about him at all. He didn't have to do that interview at all. It sounds like to me he got upset. Remember he had that concert? No one bought his tickets, and
nobody bought it.
Nobody wanted it, so he had to cancel.
Correct.
Because he wasn't selling out anything.
He brought that on himself.
Yeah, I think this stems from that. And he felt like it was their fault because of previously, before that concert, remember he had said some things about his family prior to that, and Black women were like, absolutely not, bro, no.
Then he remarried who he remarried, and it's been a down.
And that name thing he did, been talking about them children like they're his children when them children have a white father, like it was too much, and Black women were like, nah.
It was way too much. He brought it on himself.
And Black men don't buy your music. Black men don't come see you. Black men don't support you. If Black men in entertainment, specifically like singers, are like really rich and popular, that is due to Black women first, and then all other races of women follow after that.
Correct.
If we don't say that we like y'all, other races of women don't like y'all.
And Black men for sure won't support. I'm not going to no club where Black women don't want to go.
Right.
Why am I here? Why? It makes no sense for me to be in a situation where I'm not showing up. I'm not showing to a club where no Black women don't enjoy the music. I'm not going to a concert where Black women don't feel welcome, because the reason why I'm going is so I can get crispy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's gonna be women there.
It's gonna be women there.
Just
outside
like
of
the concert.
Oh yeah.
When we felt like there was a whole bunch of women out that night, we seen a couple of guys, but I feel like it should have been way more guys out that night.
It was so
but they were so mad at
night.
Megan, they didn't want to come to her. There was so many women out there that night.
Goofies. Let's continue, guys.
would love everything from here on out to become a bridge of understanding, man.
I like that. I like that idea of bridge of understanding, and that's the reason why I wanted to talk to you too. You know, I don't have any issue with Brian McKnight. I don't know him to have an issue with him. As a public commentator, we commented on the information that he put in the public, and we got to hear one side of it.
Right.
And so for me, it was important to say, well, what does this other side look like? And most importantly, how can we maybe move in a direction toward healing, whatever that looks like, whatever healing looks like. That's all I care about.
Yeah.
So maybe let's take a step back and talk about what happened in that most recent interview. One of the things that Brian McKnight talked about was the relationship itself. He talked about it as a marriage that was almost not forced, but that pregnancy sort of produced this thing. And he, as a good church boy, you know, decided to move forward with this sort of arranged situation to do right. And that you all had a relationship that was on the rocks. You know, you separated 4 times, he said, and that's how you ended up where you ended up.
Well, first and foremost, it was just watching that interview. I was like, was he married to somebody before me? Because this was not the situation. And even in writing about it, everything was glowing when, you know, I wrote even in the book about how the relationship started.
Did it start in the church?
It started when we were children. I did not meet him in college. Our families have been intertwined since before I was born.
So that's the first lie debunked.
Yeah, right, that's the first lie. Yeah. And he did say, oh, yeah, we was in college. No, this beautiful older woman is saying, no, my family and his family had already known each other before I was even born. So I've been knowing him since I was a child. We know him.
They had a relationship.
Yeah.
They knew each other. They were friends.
Yeah.
They were familiar
with each other. Their families hung out.
Yeah, he told this lie like they met in college.
Like he didn't know this girl, he didn't know her family. Like, yeah, he was just sleeping with her. Like, yeah, no.
Shame on you, Brian McKnight.
And not only that, he tried to paint her character as something completely different
than who she actually is.
Yeah. She came from a religious background, a multi-generational home. She said all of them lived in the same house.
She wanted to be a wife.
Everybody in her family was married. She comes from a marriage family. What is he talking about? He really tried to paint her character as if she was some thought that he met in college.
He did.
Wow.
And this is, again, Anton, you did a very disservice to yourself, in my opinion, by doing the interview and not actually having a conversation with her and not holding him accountable, because you had a rare opportunity to speak to every party involved, and maybe get some kind of resolution, but you chose to go with the men are innocent, the children were the problem, the wife wasn't submissive, she had a problem with you having all these side chicks, but she had a brilliant life in the suburbs, and we're learning that her children and her didn't have this brilliant life.
No.
All right, man, let's get back to it, man. This is crazy.
Our parents went to college together. His mom was my dad's campus sister.
Their parents went to college together. His mom was her father's campus sister. So this family had been intertwined
For generations.
for a long time.
Yeah.
For a very, very long time. And this is why you can't just watch an interview and see one side of a story and believe it. You have to get all sides before you judge a story. Let's go.
I wasn't this girl who met him in college just hanging out on campus. Our families have always been together. And at the point where I realized I was pregnant with this beautiful one when I came home for vacation. He was already on his way to California, had asked my parents permission to come and stay to try and work on a record deal. His mom gave him 1 year. I love you, Grandmama Lane. Gave him a year and said, if you don't get this deal, you coming home. Got a blessing from my parents. My parents allowed him to come and live with our home, where then at the time I was functioning as a group home counselor, still doing that now.
So this woman is a giver, and she takes care of other children who didn't have families, who didn't have homes, with her family at that.
Like a good Christian
Yeah,
woman.
like what are you talking about, bro?
And she allowed you into her home
as well, because you needed somewhere to stay
while you cultivated your career.
Yeah. So are we not the Black woman giving you a place to stay and live and supporting you?
I thought Black women didn't do that.
I thought Black women didn't do that.
I thought Black women didn't support y'all.
That's wild. That's wild.
Y'all are some liars.
And then on top of that, from what she says about his mother, it seemed like his mother, I'm not going to say controlling, but it seemed like his mother always had a lot of influence over him to tell him what he can and cannot do. Because he was an adult at that time.
It seemed like she had a strong influence.
Yeah.
Because she probably was a good Black mom that wanted to make sure her son was, doing the right thing. So in her mind, she's leading, she's doing the things that she's supposed to do.
She told him, you have a year. When I hear that, I'm thinking like, is this a child? No, he wasn't a child.
No, he was grown.
He's grown. And your mother told you have a year, and after that, you need to come back home.
And she was already working.
Mm-hmm.
She already had a job, counseling children, doing the right thing, counseling youth.
Yeah, raising the youth, influencing the youth.
Allowed you to come into her family home, and what you do? Get her pregnant.
I can use ChatGPT to answer that.
Get her pregnant.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Lord have mercy.
To me, it sounded like she was the innocent one. It sounded like to me she fell in love with a man and she didn't realize he didn't love her back at the very beginning. But like she said, as she goes on, she saw cracks and stuff, and she talks about that. So,
and let me get this close up real quick. Let me undo this real quick. I look good on her, don't I? It looks cinematic. Anyway, ladies, it's a sim guy talking to you. If you find yourself in a situation with a man who is not intentional, do not give him any time of the day. Brian McKnight proved himself early on to not want this woman, to not care about this woman, to not appreciate the things that she was already doing before they even got married. So if I was in her life, I would say, why do you think he's going to appreciate you later? He's getting free room and board while he's cultivating $1 million career that he's later on in life. He's going to try to keep you away from this, to the point where one of your children is going to go through something ridiculous and he's not going to be there. I think sometimes we have to choose very carefully who we have children by. And sometimes women, even if he's going to have a good career, even if he's going to be a millionaire, y'all got to look at his character. Brian McKnight, in my opinion, displayed bad character from the very beginning. And if it wasn't, in my opinion, also for Julie's love of Brian McKnight mixed with her love for Christ and her desire to become a wife, she would have never been in this situation. Like, my wife don't have, I think she would call it a weakness. And this weakness being the love for God, right? She's not going to stay in a situation just because God told her to. And I think Julie did a disservice to herself. All right, babe, what do you think about that?
I mean, no, I agree with you, but this is a clear example of Black men using Black women to better their careers and things of that nature. And then once they get to where they want to be, they just throw you to the trash. They throw you out. We've seen it happen so many times. Tori Hart, her, Sherry Shepherd, Kendu with Mary J. Blige, Wendy Williams' ex-husband. Like, we've seen this happen so many times. I would say, like, ladies, stop being starter wives for these men. Stop being starter kits. Stop helping them out. Stop using your resources to better them and things of that nature. I just think women just need to stop. She literally gave him a place to stay. Had he not had a place to stay or a shelter over his head or food in his belly, that would have been that would have been the thing he's been focusing on. Food, shelter, and water, like Maslow's hierarchies of needs. He wouldn't have been focusing on his actual career or cultivating a career. Why? Because he needs to find somewhere to stay. He needs to find somewhere to eat. He needs to get something to eat. He needs to find somewhere to stay. So I just feel like women need to stop believing in the potential of men with their resources, with their money, with their investment in a man, with their effort, with their supporting them. Y'all need to pull all the way back. I personally, she played herself.
I think that she played herself too.
Yeah.
Whole situation with Julie McKnight. I think it's disappointing that Brian McKnight would embarrass his family and his children so much. But let's go back to this review because I want you guys to see it. Shout out to everybody watching on TikTok and Instagram.
And he was allowed to come and live with us while working on getting a record deal. I think one of the misconceptions that has been played out is, I hear he was getting ready to make it and I latched on and got pregnant. It's my experience. It's not the case.
Oh, were you in love?
Before we find out if Julie McKnight was in love or not, hey Nancy, you watch my dumb. As she just said, and they always restrict me because I'm smoking. Listen, as we just heard, Julie McKnight just completely exposed the fact that Anton Daniels and Brian McKnight lied on their interview. She was never some jump off that, oh man, Brian McKnight is about to get millions of dollars, so I'm about to be his baby mama.
Yeah, that's not what happened.
What happened was they grew up together. Their parents know each other. She gave Brian an opportunity, right? She gave Brian an opportunity for free room and board. Probably was cooking for him. Probably was playing. They probably doing all that shit.
Yeah, and she was working. Remember, he didn't have a job.
He had nothing.
He had nothing
but his voice.
That's it.
Now we're gonna find out if she was in love. Let's hear it.
Experience. It's not the case.
Were you in love?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, my brother used to tease us all the time.
Question. How can you be in love with somebody who's not in love with you? Let me go ahead. Wife, you got it.
I feel like it's possible.
Possible how?
Possible for you to. There's no difference to love someone that don't love you. I mean, that's
But why
easy.
would you want to love somebody, babe, who don't love you? Why would you want to be in love with somebody who's not in love with you?
But remember, this is a religious woman who probably watched religious relationships and marriages go through some ups and downs. And we know that religion teaches women to tolerate and endure, and it's not about love and blah, blah, blah. Like, yeah, she was heavily influenced by her family, by her religion. Yeah. What she thought was love, she realized later on wasn't love. And we know that. She explains that later.
I think that she was definitely more focused on
the building of
I
a
think she was
relationship
in
and
lust.
marriage. Yeah.
I think that she was being made love to. She was being fucked. And then she wanted the best for him. They grew up together. And I think she fell in love with the idea that they would have a good family. But I don't think that he ever loved her ever.
Oh no, I definitely don't think he ever loved her. Oh, for sure.
Based on the interview that he did with Anton, and based on what she's saying here in the interview with Marc Lamont Hill, she was in love by herself.
A lot of women are delusional. So a lot of women don't live in reality. A lot of women, I would say a lot of women are delusional. A lot of women don't live in reality when it comes to men. I get the sense that a lot of women just like to believe what they want to think about men. And then that particular thought, oh my God. And then that particular thought, just plays over and over in their head. And they don't live in a reality. They don't live in a real world. Also, a lot of women don't take a man for face value. They really don't. A man can literally tell them to their face, I'm not interested in you. And what she gonna hear is that he's not interested in me right now. But he didn't say he didn't want to see me. I feel like women hear things that aren't being said. And I feel like Julie really misinterpreted a lot of these cues that she probably thought was love, and it wasn't. Also, I don't know. I haven't heard anything about her being with any other man or having any other type of relationships to compare him to. So that's also a bad thing as well. I just feel like women need to get out here and experience the world and experience themselves. That way they won't be confused as if when they meet one guy that he's the end all be all and that I should marry him. Girl, you're gonna have to get out there and date multiple men, because that whole falling in love with the first person you had sex with, giving them kids with, I don't know if she was a virgin. Was she a virgin or not? She probably was.
That is never confirmed or not confirmed whether she's a virgin or not, but I will say this. I think that she was a fool to want to be with a man who don't want to be with you.
I guarantee there was different signs of that man and him showing her that he didn't want to be with her.
Of course.
But I also think he played with her back and forth like a yo-yo.
What do you mean?
When I say play with her back and forth, I mean, one minute he'll feel like that, then the next minute he'll come home, make love to her, sleep with her, then pretend that he likes her, then leave on the road again, then feel some type of way. Like, I've seen men would pretend to like a woman or pretend to want to be with a woman, and then once she's out of sight, out of mind, oh yeah, I really don't like her. And then when they get back, I'm gonna tolerate her.
Really?
Yeah, I think he played with her like a yo-yo. Yeah. One minute I like you, one minute I don't. Today I like you, tomorrow I don't. Yeah, I do think that. I do think that. Because what did we say? It benefited him to his what? It was a benefit for him.
It definitely benefited him. Shout out to Marianne, see you over there watching on TikTok. It definitely benefited him more than it benefited anybody else.
Well, we know marriage benefits men more than it benefits women. So
fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's get it popping, man. Let's go back to the review.
Put it
I
on the plane.
couldn't sobs at the airport when I had to leave, you know.
Wait, just to be clear, he was sobbing.
Oh,
Okay, because I won't be with it. I think you were in love and he was just trying to.
oh, no.
He was there so he wouldn't get
My brother
fined.
picked this because the whole situation where we, you know, we went out of town. I was asked to leave school. You know, I carried on the family history of it and didn't want to go. So he was, you know, subsequently had to leave because I was staying at the boys' dorm and wasn't supposed to at this Christian college, but I was staying there in his room. So once they found that out, then we both had to go. But
Hold on, Julie. Hold on, Julie. Hold on.
Minute. Wait a minute. Wait. First of all, you're not gonna speed past that like you didn't just say what you just said.
I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. How dare you?
He was definitely using her. He was using her for sex. He
Clearly was
definitely
using her because,
yeah,
girl, why were you
in his college dorm room saying
on a college
living
dorm room
yeah. She was living
at
there.
a Christian college?
At that.
At a Christian college with a man living in the dorm. You see, I'm trying to be as balanced as possible. I'm rooting for you, but sometimes women have to hold themselves accountable.
I mean, I'm definitely holding her accountable for her behavior. That's why I'm like, girl, what was you in the dorms for?
If we send Leia or Mia or Aaliyah to a Christian college, the last thing I expect you to be doing as a young lady is living in a fucking room with a man.
Right.
And Brian, if you are at a Christian college, sir, isn't it your responsibility to, I don't know, follow the rule of the fucking Bible? Not get a girl pregnant at a Christian school?
Neither one of them were following the Bible. Neither one of them were following their teachings.
The only thing they care about was lust.
That's it.
This is evident. Did you send our video to Tamika?
I did.
Send it.
Let me do
it for you.
No, I'm not gonna do it.
Send it to everybody.
It's hot in here.
We need 1,000 watchers. All right, and we watching Brian McKnight be exposed. Don't y'all want to see this? Or y'all want to have DMP conversations? Or talk about Jay Prince or the Manosphere? Fuck. Go back to the video. Look, you see the camera switch up? That's lit.
Don't think in any way I have ever been unclear about the fact that there were definitely deeper feelings in the relationship. Which is why it was so disturbing for me, because even the scenario of I'm pregnant, now here we are, my family, from my grandmother down, because we all lived in one house, my grandparents, my parents, I had 2 cousins there. We were, like I said, we were running a group home. And he came in, found a place to be in that situation. And my family.
Don't that sound like what Smoke said him and Stack did to Mary mom? Yeah. So correct me if I'm wrong. She's saying that her mother ran a group home, just like Mary from Sinners. And when Brian needed a place to stay for free, just like Stack and Smoke, he went to a woman to use her. Then after this, he built up his career and ultimately cheated on her and leave her for a white woman.
This is why I don't believe in that religion stuff. This is why their children are the worst. their children are the worst. They be up here trying to act like, oh, our children are this and our children. No, these religious kids, they are the worst. They be out there doing the most when it comes to things that they're not supposed to do. I wasn't doing none of this, and I wasn't even brought up in the church like that. And I wasn't doing none of this what they doing.
They on bullshit.
Yeah.
They on pure bullshit. All right, let's keep going, man. We got a lot of interview to go. And shout out to my beautiful, beautiful wife in the building. Oh my God.
from day one made it very clear you do not have to marry her. She will be fine. I made that clear.
I think he was saying some of it was his own guilt, though, and his own upbringing in the church.
His mother made it clear to him that he did not have to. We all had a family conversation about it because she was so close.
Yeah, let's go ahead and stop right there, Time Dog. That's lie number 2.
That's lie number 2.
You, Brian McKnight, you said in your interview with Anton that your mother actually made you get married because she would be banned. You wouldn't be allowed to do certain things in the church.
That's what you said.
Let me tag Anton here.
And she just said, no, his mother made it very clear to him that he did not have to marry me. My family made it clear to him. I made it clear to him. You do not have to marry me. She's going to be fine. That's another lie.
Why y'all sitting around lying when clearly that wasn't the situation, bro? Like she said that y'all had a family meeting.
Meaning like everybody, the elders came and sat around.
And said y'all didn't have to get married. But yet on Anton's interview, you said that it was mandatory. You were just doing the right thing and being a good old Christian boy. All right. Can't make this shit up, bro. Go back to the interview.
Close to my dad. She was really like my dad's sister. And I mean, our entire families, and they discussed it. They made it clear. It's not what you have to do. Now, the discussion he may have had with mom on his own, I wasn't privy to, but mom was clear that that is not something that had to happen up until right before the wedding.
Wow. So, and the reason, y'all, that this was an important talking point was because not just in the most recent interview that Brian McKnight did, but over the last few years, he's talked about his new relationship. He's talked about his new songwriting ethic. He's talked about a few things where he said, I've never had these feelings before. I've never done these things before. He said he'd never loved anyone like that before, or loved anyone. He said, I've never even liked, I've heard him say before, my partner before like this.
It's not the truth.
Is it? I don't mean to push this, but is it anyway? Maybe y'all were feeling two different things. You know, people talk past each other in relationships.
When I look back, no. I would love to say, you know what, in retrospect, maybe I was, I'm a 55-year-old woman. I'm very clear on if someone feels some way or not. Doesn't matter. The ages were thrown around a lot. Didn't make a difference. I was blessed to have come up in a home with parents and strong women, my grandmothers, my aunts. I was around women who made it very clear to me how to move forward in my life. And he spent enough time around my family where it would have been clear. It was so disturbing because I'm in my mind, I'm thinking there were people here during this period of time that's being discussed who clearly know a different situation and a different.
No, Julie, no, I don't think you're being honest right now. Yeah, you still living in denial.
Brian McKnight never loved you.
Never loved you, sweetie. I'm sorry.
It was always a facade.
All of it.
He needed you for his image and his image alone. He never wanted you.
No, he never wanted you.
The fact that he can say that he don't love your children tells me everything I need to know.
Yeah.
This man don't care about you.
He never did.
He never cared about you.
Yeah.
He used you to boost his image with Black women. Because Black women, especially the ones that he was trying to get to buy his music, Christian Black women, they love seeing a Black man that's married, successful, not a criminal. And he married to a Black woman with Black children, singing love songs. Yeah, you're gonna get rich.
Girl, yeah, like he never loved you.
But let's say if he was a baby daddy that did his baby mama wrong, but still wanted to sell love songs, he would not make it.
No.
Because Black women don't want to deal with those type of things. The same way Black men don't want to deal with baby mamas is what I was trying to say.
I don't like the fact that I need her to come into reality. I don't think she's awake right now. I feel like you're still like halfway in and out of sleep, girl, about this man. And you need to be honest about yourself with this man. This man never loved you. The whole thing you literally just said, our family sat down and talked. Why does y'all family needs to sit down and talk to y'all when this was your relationship? That tells me he never loved you. And it also tells me you let everybody else around you make decisions for you.
Correct.
Like, what are you talking about? Everybody made decisions for you. I never had to sit down at no table to be if I'm gonna be with some man or not. We've never had that happen.
Why would you?
And why would I? Like, yeah, like why are families sitting around saying like as if we're royal families and stuff like that? Okay, well, now you're pregnant, and I think you guys should get together. The fact that y'all families did that let me know he never wanted you. Because y'all would have came to y'all family saying, we're in love. I love him. He loves me. And this is what I want to do. That's not what happened, girl.
That's what I would have did.
Yeah.
I'm marrying my wife. I don't give a damn what the fuck you think. That's just what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. She was living in the dorms with me, but now we moved. I got our own place. I know y'all don't like how we going about it, but we're getting married anyway. And she's pregnant. This man never loved you, girl. Y'all families got together, and I still don't think you're being honest. Y'all families got together and convinced y'all to go into a relationship, and they knew that it wasn't good for y'all. Why? Because everybody into this church, and that's what church people do.
They used y'all too.
Yeah, they used y'all. Absolutely. You don't think they was bragging? You don't think that church was bragging? And the family in the neighborhood that they grew up in was bragging?
He went to our church. That's our Brian McKnight. We raised him.
Yeah.
That's how they was doing, y'all. Look at Nate. She says, did not say we know every song that came out of, with the black woman. So Nate, do you believe that he loved her like Julie is saying, or do you believe me and my wife when we say that Julie is still being misled? She's still being naive.
I think she is, like.
Unfortunately.
I think she is. Really.
She's being very naive.
This man hurt you, and instead of you, but I get it. This man hurt you, and maybe it's too hard for her to face the truth. Maybe it's too hard. Maybe it's too hard.
Seemed like it.
To me, you got with the first man that gave you penis. That's what it seemed like to me.
That's what it seemed like.
Like, yeah, you got with the first man that gave you a penis.
I don't think he was a
gave
virgin.
you some dick.
I don't think that he was a virgin.
No, he probably was smashing other women. He wasn't a virgin.
A lot of those guys, they come in and they just go, yeah, I'm about to go ahead and give her the best pipe of all time.
Yeah.
And she ain't gonna know what to do.
And she was easy. And she was safe.
That's a fact. She
was easy. She was safe. All you had to do was spit some words, say a couple of things here and there, and she was going. She never had any other type of relationship romantically with a man.
No, she never did.
No. This was her first relationship, her first marriage. The first man you slept with, you married?
Ain't that crazy?
Yeah, like, girl. Why? Because you're in a religious family. That's why.
Ladies, if a man, like, let me go and talk about this right now while I get my wife here. And my wife she can tell me if I'm lying. When I first came here, it was certain things I wanted to do. I made it clear I wanted to get married, right or wrong.
That is true.
It was certain things that, because when I came here, I didn't come here with a vehicle, right or wrong.
That is true.
So at the time, my wife has a Mazda C.
No, a Mazda 6.
Mazda 6. So, we partying, we doing us, we get married, we get pregnant, and eventually I'm like, listen, we need to get more income. So I start working 6 days a week.
That is correct.
Then everything happened with my father passing, and the money that we got from selling different parts of the estate, we bought the Hyundai Palisade.
That is correct.
Even though I tried to buy a Ford Explorer ST, but the whole point is this: I was very intentional with my wife because she brings a lot of value to me. Even when she get on my nerves, I still love her to death, and I'm happy to be doing life with her. And I think that Brian McKnight didn't take that approach. If I didn't love you so much, oh my God, our relationship would be dark.
Oh yeah, well, we want to have a relationship.
Yeah, we want to have a relationship.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why he kept himself in that situation.
Yeah.
If you didn't truly love this woman, You wasted your time, her time. You created children out of something
that didn't need to be.
Mm-mm. And one of them is, with the ancestors now, because y'all didn't take care. You didn't take care of him.
Nope.
You, Brian McKnight, did not take care of him.
Could have caught that early.
You could have did something about it. These boys living out on the street.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna hear it. Let's go back to the interview because I want you guys to hear a little bit more of it. My wife gotta get out and hit the road. You sure you don't want me to go?
No.
Okay.
All
right, let's go back to the interview.
Side of the story. I mean, even when this one was born, the comments made about, how they were here and how they were made. Oh my God, BJ, you couldn't pry him out of his arms.
Well, that was going to be the thing I have for you, BJ. When you hear, my children weren't made out of love or born out of love, these children were born out of sin, and statements like that, how'd you feel? How does it make you feel?
It's interesting for me. To be honest, it's different.
Mhm.
It doesn't sting. It doesn't hurt my feelings because I understand. As someone who has been in my own, I've gone through it all. I've gone through everything my dad has gone through in half the time. You know what I mean? I've got 3 children, 2 different women. My first 2 kids I had with someone I wasn't in a relationship with.
Right.
You know what I mean? I am able to put myself in my dad's shoes and say, okay, well, if you were 19 and 20 and you weren't ready to have a kid yet, I know that there had to have been conversations had around not having me. So, and from that standpoint, I can understand that maybe what he's trying to say out of spite and pettiness to hurt my mom may not necessarily be how he actually feels. See, I'm able to separate the 2 things.
That's a generous reading of him.
I get it, man. I've said many times to this whole thing that I think that I'm the person that...
You see how Marc Lamont Hill is showing grace. He's showing grace where you won't show any at all. That was a very generous read. What did you hear Brian McKnight say on Anton's interview that was generous? That was nice and kind about anybody.
Anybody. I only heard him talk about
the white
wife, and now, that's it.
And her children. They
That
were
ain't
the
his.
most politest, most
respectable
well-behaved children I've ever seen. What? Didn't you raise children? Are you saying that this, we'll get there. We'll get there.
I could help my dad.
Right.
And that's not coming from a place of ego. It's not coming from a place of feeling like I'm better than him or smarter than him. No, I understand, dog. I've been through it. And I've managed to keep my integrity through all of this, maintain honesty as well as I can as a young man trying to figure himself out and do things. I've made mistakes, especially in relationships, a lot of which I learned from seeing the relationships around me, as we know how it goes with conditioning and generational things. So it's just like, I've had a lot of time and self-work on myself to reach that level of being able to not just have it hurt my feelings. Does it hurt my feelings? Of course. I'm not going to deny the fact that hearing your father say these things publicly is where it's an issue for me. But like I said years ago, me and my father have been way past the father-son role at this point. It's time for us to have a conversation as men.
Absolutely.
I've always been willing to have that.
Mm-hmm.
Is he unwilling to have it?
I don't think he's ready to have it yet. And that's not a jab at him.
Mm-mm.
Well, let me ask you directly, though. Have you tried to have that
100%. 100% for years.
And when you reach out,
just to be as fully transparent as possible, because that's what I plan to be today.
Yeah.
My father told me that the only way that he would have the conversation with me is that if I went online and told everyone that I was lying about the initial post that I made back in the day.
The
2019,
yeah.
yes. And if you aren't...
So Brian said the only way I'm going to speak to you, boy, is if you go online.
Admit that you're lying.
And admit that you are a liar and vindicate me from all public scrutiny. How fucking selfish.
His image. Remember,
and why not bring this up?
Image. That's what I'm saying.
Why didn't he say this with anti-interview? Like, bro, I told him unless he come forward, I like, come on, bro. We withholding information from the homies. Now you got him looking bad.
Brian McKnight is a liar. He
Brian
would have
McKnight
held
definitely
information.
liar.
What is it called when you hold a lie by what? When you withhold, you omit information.
Yeah, he omitted for sure.
Sure. Yeah, that's still a lie.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah, bro, this ain't looking good for you.
And it's just the beginning.
This is not looking good for you at all.
Lord have mercy. Let's go, man. We got my wife all sleepy.
Cause this one, I don't know. I don't like this one. I don't. Because this one's more like a body instead of like a sativa where it's like an upper. This one's more like
Got you ready to go
like
down
in the
for
couch.
pound,
In that,
ready
yeah,
to
like,
go,
it's like
ready
in
to
the couch. Like, yeah, I can't say, don't give me that no more.
go. Oh no, that's funny.
I can't take that no more. I need to have my different strands, like sativa, nice little hybrid. Then you have your indica for at night, like when you laying down, you ain't doing nothing. But during the day, yeah, sativa and me all day.
Not sativa me all day.
I'm just saying. No, you trash, bro.
He is
You trash, bro. And Anton, I said Anton didn't do a good job on that interview. He didn't ask any tough questions. He let him tell the story, ran with the narrative, and because Anton has his own biases about women and black women and all this other stuff, he believed everything this man said. It wasn't a good interview at all, Anton.
No, he played you, bro.
Yeah, he played you.
He
ripped you off of a real good interview.
Exactly, because you should have brought the kids there. That was your chance. Because if you about family, how are you interviewing one person and saying, well, this is okay? You didn't even interview his new wife to say, are you okay with these things? Because now people are presuming she is, which is
I
bad
think
for her.
she is. Yeah. Even I think she. What kind of woman is this? Ain't no way.
I don't know if she is, but until she says she not, we got to presume she is.
And then what type of woman would be with a man like this?
Exactly.
Talk about his kids and everything. Like
if the people of Chicago was against ICE and didn't do anything, we would assume they are for it. But the main reason why we know they're against it is because they're out in the streets
speaking against it,
going stupid. Yeah. Following agents, doing everything they can to say, you're not wanted here. She's not not she. I'm low.
I'm just saying, like, no. In my mind, if a woman sits back, and I don't want to say allows, but you don't speak up or say anything about the things that this man is saying about his children. What about if that was happening with your children? What about if because you're a divorced woman too with 2 children,
but
and that man
saying for that, babe, it's like guilty by
association,
and like because you didn't say anything.
She ain't say anything. No, she's guilty to me.
Yeah.
To me, for you, I would never be okay with you dragging your children through the mud on national TV, online, talking about you don't love them, you never love them. Shut up. If that's how you feel, keep that to yourself.
I feel like
don't come out and say
that. There to be
like, what are you doing?
Because this is defamation at some point. So if you sitting back and like if I sit back and I see a crime happen, I'm on my iPhone, I clearly call the police, but instead I just go home or record it. I feel like that person should be charged too. That's just me. I don't got nothing against your wife, Brian McKnight. I'm just saying, I feel like she is just as culpable now as you are.
Yeah, we can't take her serious now, girl.
Absolutely fucking not.
No.
Are familiar. Yeah, I made an Instagram post back in the day. I mean, pretty much saying that, yeah, no, it was simply stating essentially that I do not dig the way that you're treating my siblings. Did I say he abandoned us? Did I say that? All of that became misconstrued through all the BS. And then within his responses of not really knowing what to say and obviously not having someone on his team tell him to maybe take a beat. But no, all of this stems from the fact that the one thing that I will never tolerate, nor condone, nor deal with is you mistreating my family in any way.
No.
Was my post petty and spiteful? 100%. I knew, because I knew my dad, that was the only way to get his attention.
I was trying
I've been clear about that.
I was trying to pull the post in 2019 though, because it's definitely being framed now as if you said he abandoned,
right?
Which of course raises questions given your age and other things.
Of course.
What were you trying to communicate in 2019? What exactly were you trying to communicate?
That I would never do that.
Do what? What's the thing?
Turn my back on my children, no matter what they've done.
Okay, so that's an interesting place to start. Digging a little bit.
So it's very hard to find that post that he made back in 2019. Has been basically spread on the internet. I will see if I can find it, but I do remember it, and because My mom loved Brian McKnight. She got every CD. I grew up. I know all Brian McKnight songs because of my mom. Still have your picture in the frame.
Don't even matter. Don't even matter because the old generation ain't got no money. Millennials, we ain't buying his music because we don't do that.
Brian McKnight, for me as a young man, inspired love, right? Those songs inspired me to want to be in love. But, you know, like so many different music moguls, whether it's Suge Knight, Sean Puffy Combs, now Brian McKnight, they all are falling from glory. And we get to see them for who they really are, which is animals. Brian McKnight is an animal. His son had cancer, died. And still you couldn't say, I love you. You just couldn't say those 3 words to appease that boy in his final moments. And to me, I could never fuck with you because of that more than anything else. The cheating, the interviews, all the rest of that. I'd have been like, you know what? You want some other shit, you gotta make money. Your platform is dead now. I'm black, I'm not supporting you.
Your children are your children, bro.
But to let that boy go to his grave thinking that he was unloved, I never fuck with you no more, cuz. Straight up. You feel me? That's unforgivable.
Yeah, that's just wrong.
And I hope that when he made it to the ancestors, the first thing they did was give him a hug. Right? I'm gonna do a whole separate video about how this ties back into black males trauma, and I'm gonna tie it back into the study of ACEs. But that's a whole different video, whole different day. All right. Let's keep going.
He doesn't deny that there's a rift and that there's a moment where y'all stop talking. It seems where y'all are disagreeing is the why and the when and the what.
Absolutely.
What was the moment or the thing that caused you all to separate?
I think there's 2 different separations there. I had mine individually. My sons had a different one. You know,
when was yours?
Mine was when I was not going to tolerate his girlfriends anymore. That was the last straw. Yeah, they're
Hold on.
What did I say?
Hold on, not Christian Brian.
Wait a minute. Wait, first of all, you're not gonna speed past that like you didn't just say what you just said.
Didn't I say earlier that as a religious woman, she's taught to put up and tolerate with a lot of things from a husband? I said that.
Yeah, you did say that.
I said that. Told you. So she was allowing and tolerating him go out here and cheat on her.
And she got tired of it.
She got tired of it.
And when she grew tired of it, time to go.
So basically it says to me that you went and divorced her.
And babe, can I speak on something for you? Like, can we have a conversation as husband and wife? Well, I get confused that I think men are stupid sometimes. Because even Marc Lamont Hill is very intelligent. And for him, maybe he just asking the question, being an interviewer. But women always lead first. If you get upset with me, it wouldn't be Aegon saying, I want to leave my daddy. It would be you saying, I'm tired of the situation. The women always come first because they are the adult in the situation. Children, for the most part, legally don't have any rights.
They don't.
So the child can't really do anything, especially until they come of age. The mother, the wife, once she grows tired of a situation that isn't benefiting her anymore, a situation that isn't pouring into her romantically, physically, spiritually, emotionally, financially, she is going to remove herself from said situation. If for not any other reason, if she don't take her vows, all that other stuff, because she understands that she still has to be a mother on a daily basis, and her psyche is dependent. Everything is dependent on that. Her getting up in the morning, going to work.
Sanity is important.
Everything. And if you are going to impact that, then she got to remove herself. That's just what it is.
So she was okay with the cheating before, but now she is not.
And we watched it. Remember, they was calling her phone.
Yeah, something had to change. That's why there had to be a change. Because if you was okay with it, what changed within it? You was like, yeah, okay, now you're doing too much.
The disrespect.
Yeah.
Now, me and my wife, we watched a little bit of this moving forward. Hey, Cassandra. But she did
Hey,
say that the
Cassandra.
girlfriends was calling her phone,
Knew
talking
where the
crazy.
children were.
Yeah, saying they know what time her children get out of school.
Like what?
Tells me somebody's pillow talking.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody can't keep their hoes in check.
Saying too much.
Again, to quote the great Tupac Amaru Shakur on the legendary song "I Get Around," all respect to those who break their necks to keep their hoes in check. These niggas gotta learn life.
There was
During your marriage.
During our marriage, there were multiple separations. It was presented that there were a bunch of separations because we just shouldn't have been together,
Yeah.
and it was rocky from day one. Absolutely not. There were a lot of situations tolerated where, like my son tells you, if we do nothing else, it's going to be to take accountability for our parts of a situation. Maybe there were multiple affairs because he wasn't just promiscuous; he just really didn't want to be married. Gotcha. Maybe the truth in it could have been where we were there for the kids. For me, I was there because I was a wife. There was never.
And you still wanted to be married. There's no point where you didn't.
No, I come from a family of marriage. I wasn't that person who was like, whatever you do.
Exactly what I'm talking about. She comes from a family of marriage. She just asked her, you wanted to be married. Her answer is, I come from a family of marriage. You didn't answer the question, Julie. You were only married because of your family. Like I said in the beginning, the families got together, had the conversation. You two are going to marry, and both of them went with it. They should have never been together in the first place.
No, never.
You literally got married. Religion got you women in a chokehold. Like, it's literally choking y'all up to the point where y'all children are being affected by being in religious unions that don't serve you and that don't serve them.
Is this why? Because I always wonder why you never like teach me about the Bible and go to church and stuff like that. Is this why?
Yeah, I just think religion doesn't benefit women. Religion benefits the men. All religions hold women down. Women always come second or third or fourth or fifth. They're never put at an equal standpoint. They're never put above. Like, I hate the fact that when you look at religion, the way it goes about it, every time it does mention a woman, she's doing something bad, or it has to control her or something that she did. But it never talks about what women did to benefit or contribute to like the overall culture and, you know, the religion. It never says anything like that. It literally almost erases women out of religion. You barely can find women in religion. And if you do, it's about them being submissive, slaves, following someone, standing behind someone, keeping their mouth shut, doing what they're told. Like, that's what it's about. Literally, she got married because of other people told her to. And she thought that was the right thing to do. You married the first man you slept with. You married the first man you got pregnant by. You married the first man that your family told you to be with. Like, you didn't know any other man. And this is why I say, ladies, get out here and explore yourself and get to know yourself. Because it doesn't seem like to me she still knows who she is. Because Julie, have you been in a relationship since? Are you married now? Have you been dating from the time you separated from him? Like, girl, what are you doing?
No.
What are you doing?
She still calls herself Julie McKnight.
And you're still calling yourself McKnight? I would have changed my name years ago. I wouldn't want to have anything to do with this man at all. I wouldn't even want people to know this man treated me that horribly. Nothing. No, Julie. No. I'm sorry. Oh, did you want to? Well, I wanted to be. And the thing about it is, any old man would do. That was the problem. Any man would do. I wanted to be a wife. Okay, to any man. You didn't even have no rules for him, no expectations, no standards. You thought the boy that was in your family that you grew up with was the epitome of what you should have married. You didn't even have a thought or an idea on your own. Religion did all your thinking.
Sound like it.
Girl.
See you in the chat, D-Town. D-Town laughing at you. He think you funny.
Religion did all her thinking.
D-Town let everybody know.
It did.
Real Shotas is back.
It literally did. Religion got you in a chokehold. Religion kept you down. Religion kept you oppressed. Religion literally is the reason why your children don't have a father who loves them. because of religion.
It's low key absurd.
Girl, is she still in answer the question? Oh, I wanted her to be a wife.
She
to
was in
anything.
love.
To anything. Again, she didn't know nothing about no love.
You don't think she was in love?
No. She was in love with religion.
Damn.
That's who she was in love with. Religion was her husband. Religion was leading her.
We got that good camera look on here right now. We look good.
Nah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Julie. Like I said, I'm fair across the board. I'm still gonna roll with you, but if you was my homegirl, you clearly didn't have no homegirls.
She was in Christian college.
Right? You clearly didn't have no homegirls. It don't matter about being in Christian college. She was still in a Christian college in somebody else's campus dorm room, fucking and sucking and sleeping in his dorm room and living. So I don't want to hear about you being in no Christian college. So if y'all was doing that in Christian college, that means everybody else was doing stuff in that Christian college too. And I guarantee you,
they could have been the only ones.
They weren't the only ones. I'm not trying to hear that. That's my point. No. And I guarantee you, those Christian girls, they didn't marry them other men. I guarantee you they didn't. Girl, your religion had you in clink. Your religion had you locked up in prison. That religion was leading you, the way you walked, the way you talked, the way you thought, how you thought of a man. Like, girl, they could have threw any man at her. It didn't even have to be Brian McKnight. She would have took him because all she wanted to be was a wife.
A lot of black women have to understand. Again, you have to have more standards for yourselves. Because
no standards. She had none.
A lot of these men will take advantage of y'all, especially if they feel like you're going to do whatever the church say.
You were a goer.
Exactly. You a goer.
You a goer. You were a goer. And the thing about it, you was going for any man. It didn't even have to be Brian. It would have been, she would have went for any man. Any man. And then she had no one else to compare him to. She had no experience nowhere else. And y'all don't even like these women with no experience. They always talk about, we want virgins. We don't want women with less bodies or nobody. Y'all don't even like these women. Look what y'all do to these women. Y'all don't want no church going girl. She ain't fun. This woman wasn't fun for him.
Cheated on her.
Cheated on her multiple times.
Shitted on her.
And he can go back and play in her head and play with her mind. And he probably played around religion. And he didn't have to divorce her. Why? Because she got religion on her side, and religion gonna tell her to stay with her man.
Correct.
Girl.
Now listen, if you guys want us to open up the panels,
girl,
to have a conversation, we're not even asking for no donations. All right. Only thing we want y'all to do is hit the like button, share the video out to a friend, and put a 1 in the chat if you want to join the panel. If you want to join the panel, if you want the link, put a 1 in the chat, and I put it in there for you. Make sure the like button. Top YouTubers are back.
Julie, I'm just gonna call it, girl. You stupid.
Damn.
You very stupid.
That's how you feel?
Yeah, she's very stupid, young, naive. Like, I've been young and I've seen young people, but I've seen young people that's not this stupid and not this naive.
Wow.
You dealt with it. So your entire life was dealing with a man due to religion, that a man never loved you, girl. And then I know that she was like so focused on her religion. Brian McKnight never said that she cheated on him. He never said he caught her with another man. She never even said she stepped up.
Not one
time.
She was dedicated to
girl. No, she was dedicated to that religion, telling her she needs to be with this man who don't love her.
Let's continue the review. See what time it is. All right, you got about 30 minutes.
I got you. No, we're going to do this. We're going to talk about this. What's happening? I grew up within the industry and I was so protective of him because I knew that he was not ready for the demon that is the industry. The demon and that's Hollywood. I knew that. So I was very, not controlling, not possessive, but very protective of how moves were made. People that were allowed around him, whether it was, allowed's the wrong word. Man.
I feel something coming. Go ahead, baby.
No, you wasn't very protective. You know what you were doing? And let me make sure I get my thoughts straight. She tried to say I was very protective and everything. No, you was doing everything for this man to prove that you was worthy of this man's love. I'm not trying to hear that. I'm not trying to hear that. You did. I was very, no. You was trying to prove yourself because you already knew that this man didn't love you. You already knew that this man, you didn't feel it between y'all at all. You didn't feel it. Because you said, oh, it was clear. Girl, what that mean? Nothing. You didn't say he told you. You didn't say I was laying down. He wrote cards. He made a song for you. You ain't say none of that. You said it was clear. No, you was doing all that, which a lot of Black women do. They do a lot in the very beginning to show that to a man, you should pick me, choose me, love me. I'm gonna do right by you, and he never did. Never make a man tell you he don't want you more than once. Shout out to Judge Lynn Toler.
What's up, Truckin'? Welcome to the Jillian Quake and her husband show.
To where bitches are delusional about church-going boys. I'm just saying.
What's good, bro? Good, sis.
What's good, man? I see you on camera and stuff. What's good with you?
No much, just enjoying the show, bro. I like how you got everything set up, bro. Your audio sounds so good, man. You don't even have to be close to the mic. You got to show me how to do that one of these days.
I'll show you, B, but you gotta know, B, everything costs now, you know what I'm saying, B?
I know what you're saying, man.
You see how I got the mic set up now? See, I got the camera up there now, you feel me?
You just came a long way, man.
Coming in real clear, ain't it?
Oh yeah, it sounds real good. I like the setup, man. Shout out to you, bro. I hope y'all dropping a like for my brother, man. He out here working hard, man. It ain't easy to do this.
Too. I got the purple light in the background, the circle. They don't know about that.
But I'm gonna go ahead and mute up so you can go ahead and continue with the show, bro.
All right, say less. And welcome to the show, Lady Nay. All right, where the video at? Let's go.
What's up, y'all? My bad.
What's up, Nay? What's good with you?
Hey, Nay.
Clearly, I said clearly. You see where I am. I'm on camera, so y'all.
Oh yeah, I see you at work. You good?
Sorry.
Just make sure you mute up. Yeah, there you go. Look, shout out to Nay. I'm gonna show. Look, Nay over there doing her hair, getting money. You bum ass niggas. All right, I'm done. Let's go.
Management, and he was very open to that because he knew that my father, this is what my dad had always, being around celebrity wasn't a big deal. That's what is strange to me, because if he would have just ended up being the computer engineer that he was in college for, that would have been fine with me. Right. So it had nothing to do with where he had planned to go. I encouraged it, of course, but that's where my rift. I didn't want to see my children, the older they got, and how comfortable situations became with allowing outside people around my children, around me, situations that
we're talking outside people, like industry people.
No, these
or women.
Women. That was the last straw for me when I had, it became dangerous for my sons. I had one that called me to let me know they knew where my kids went to school, where he played basketball, where my youngest went to a skate park. Absolutely not.
Girl. So you have people threatening your family,
your kids.
What the fuck?
So you put up with a man for so long, and your final straw was when it started hitting the kids, meaning that you was willing to sacrifice yourself all along
and the kids,
until she felt like, oh, it was too much. It was about my kids.
But guess what? Then that falls into the protection of women. I'm trying to protect you. I'm trying to protect my children. Oh, you consider beat all on me just for the sake of protecting your kids. So women do protect men. So I don't want to hear the concept that women don't provide protection, because she was willing to sacrifice herself for the sake of her fucking kids. Like women always do. We always sacrifice.
But Nate, it wouldn't even get that far. Has she left?
A long time ago.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, so that was the camel that broke the straw. The straw that broke the camel's back.
That was it.
You should have been gone, girl.
You should have been did that.
I told she was gonna stay in this marriage and tolerate this marriage, y'all. She was not gonna go anywhere.
Due to religion, that's what the Bible says. You can't leave him unless he cheat on you or bring home a baby. It don't matter if he beat your ass. It don't matter if he cheat on you. It don't matter. You stay with that man. The only way you can get away from that man is if you commit adultery and bring home a child. Even then, they don't want you to
sacrificial.
I said what they always
sacrificial.
I said literally they teach women to be selfless. We put everything in front of us except us. So we the sacrificial lamb. Even in the Bible, all the women get sacrificed. Every last one of them. You can't find a woman in the Bible that actually went to heaven. Not one. But y'all love to thump that Bible in a woman's face. Get the fuck out of here.
Right, Nay. That's what I'm saying. Like, Nay, she was going to sit in this marriage. I don't care what nobody say. She would have sat in this marriage. She was going to sit in this marriage, you guys. That's why she say, oh, we broke up. What did he say? Broke up 4 times, came back, broke up. That was going to be her life. And she was going to be okay with that. No, she was in love with religion.
Think so?
Yeah. And she fell head over heels for the first man that gave her some penis, literally.
Which is, it's crazy to even say.
Think about it. If I only slept with one guy and I don't have anyone else or any experience with her, she's going to think that's the greatest man in the world.
Which is a fool.
Yeah.
It's a fool way of thinking. But I can understand why she would feel that way, because this is her baby daddy. It's the first man she ever had, any kids with. She's attached.
No, she's beyond attached.
What do you mean?
She was willing to put up with emotional harm and abuse on every level to stay with this man.
So you think that Julie McKnight was a fool?
Julie McKnight is a fool, and she's still a fool because she still can't admit to herself that this man didn't love her, even to today, in 2025. You can't admit that this man didn't love you. That's because you're probably still in love with this man.
To this day?
Yeah. Why are you still walking around with his last name? For what? Stupid. And he didn't change his name. Girl, what's wrong with you? What are y'all okay out here?
I don't think she is.
I don't think she is either. Oh, God, erase that. What is wrong?
All right, I got something to stick. Shout out to Black Dahlia. She says, this is what the patriarchy conditioned us to endure for social bragging rights of saying, but I got a man.
I have a husband. I got a man.
Despicable and ridiculous. And yet here we are, shaking my damn head.
Right, Black D?
But look at this.
Exactly.
But look at this also. And you know what the mammy or the big meme gonna sit and say? Well, the reason why she don't change her name because there's so much paperwork to go through. Yeah, it's a lot of paperwork, but it ain't that much paperwork to go change it back either.
Nay,
Same paper.
Christian Ken ass.
Dang, what the fuck? I don't know. Look, if I ain't married to your ass no more, my kids can have your last name or whatever. But guess what? I'm changing my name back to my maiden name.
My friend was married. She changed her name back. Yeah.
I changed my name back
to get everything processed, but she went back to being Gonzalez and not Barnes anymore. Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
She changed her name back. She said, absolutely not.
Absolutely. You telling me that you sat there and got married all over again and still kept your name as McKnight. You a fool.
A fool.
You a fool.
Julie, you are a fool, girl.
You a fool.
Still walking around with this man's name.
She should separate herself completely and cut all ties with this man.
For real. And why is she married? One, so you let him good juicy. He divorced you in enough time, or you left him in enough time to where you was still young enough and vibrant enough to get on another man. And you never cheated on him, played on him, went out and did anything. You never did any of that. Not I don't know this one. Maybe she did, but we ain't seen it. Nothing. Girl, you mean to tell me there was no other man out here that you were interested in? No other man?
Lord have mercy.
Lord have mercy. Oh, he had a good one. Oh, he had a real good one.
She was dead.
I think you worse than Rashida. I think she worse than Rashida.
You think so?
Yeah.
Because Rashida's still benefiting.
Exactly. She worse than Rashida.
I agree.
Damn shame. A damn shame.
Oh my God. All right, let's go back to the interview. Unless my brother got something he wants to say, let's go.
That is your narrative to control. And yes, there was a period of time where I said, nah, kids are not. My first and foremost priority is my children. There was never a time where I felt like I'm going to risk, first of all, my self-respect as the woman who my sons would grow up and be able to say, this is my mom.
Yeah.
Stop.
What did she tolerate? What did she not?
I'm sorry, Julie. I'm sorry. I got to come at you, girl. First off, you talking about you wanted to protect your kids. No, you didn't protect your kids because your kids have a father who says he doesn't love them and he never loved you. So that's not protecting your kids. You could have got out of a relationship a long time ago and they could have got a whole new father. You could have fallen in love with a whole another man that would have loved your kids and raised your kids and gave them nothing but love, care, and attention. That's not what happened, girl. And you have no self-respect because any woman that has self-respect, they don't sit in a relationship with a man who's emotionally abusing them on every fucking level. And not just you, he was emotionally abusing your sons on every fucking level. What are you talking about? And even when they went with him at 14 and 17, he was still emotionally abusing them all the way up until your son died. What are you talking about? Girl, you are in denial. And I hate when I have to sit up here and listen to a 55-year-old woman not tell the truth about religion and how it played a major role in the way she behaved in a marriage. All you did is tell me that religion taught you to deal with some bullshit. All you did is teach me that religion taught you to deal with some bullshit. And even in your family, you never, when you talked about your families, I never heard you say anything about the marriages that you grew up around showed love, had love. You never even gave me an example of how it demonstrated love. Now, it let me know that them people in your family was married, they put up with some bullshit. Them women put up with some bullshit. That's why they forced you to marry him, because they probably was already dealing with some shit like that. And they, in their mind, that's what you're supposed to do. We suffered, now you suffered.
The best thing for her to do was to leave.
To leave.
And find a man who was truly dedicated to God.
Exactly, because it wasn't him.
He was not. And if he was,
how the hell he was there? Oh, go ahead. My bad.
If she had, no, I'm saying that if she had left him and found a man who was truly trying to put God first, let's say a man like, I don't know, Russell Wilson, maybe he would say, I love you. I love these children. I'm just like Russell Wilson did Little Future. It don't matter that you had this past where you had sex with men. I'm not even thinking about that because God forgiveness runs through me so much that I don't even think about being judge, jury, and executioner, because I understand that that's for the Holy Father.
Right. That's for him to do, not me.
Not me. And if it wasn't for his mercy, I wouldn't even be here today. See, I have been around real Christians before. I know how the real ones speak. Jason Wilson would never treat her like this.
My cousin Dion would have never treated her like that.
A real
God-fearing
person.
Yeah, Christian would have never did her like that.
No.
Yeah.
This is a man who just wanted to smash you and be your baby daddy.
And use you.
That's all it is.
That's it. And you were easy. And guess what else? You were safe.
Too safe.
Too safe. You were safe bet. She was the safest choice for him.
The most submissive choice.
Yep.
The one that was going to go along with all the bullshit.
For everything.
It wasn't a problem that he had side chicks. It was only a problem until it became a problem.
Yeah. Girl.
Let's go.
How did she maneuver these things? How did she protect us? Could I have made different decisions? Of course. I don't blame that on youth. That's life and learning. But the minute I realized, oh, these are the boundaries I'm setting, and they were continually crossed.
And these don't sound like
you didn't have no
unconventional boundaries. You're saying we're married, no girlfriends, or if you have them, have the girlfriends leave my kids alone.
No, at the time when we realized this is when you were at like, what was my break?
Yeah.
You know, it was when I realized, okay, this is clearly what you feel is going to be the case. So I'm going to go on it. I'm choosing to go.
Got it.
And when I was asked,
but you should have did that a long time
ago.
Girl, you should have did that
Break
a
it down
long
for us,
time
man.
ago.
What's your thoughts?
The first girlfriend, it wouldn't have been no first girlfriend. It wouldn't have been no on the road hoe. Anytime you brought home a woman, or if I heard about another woman, I would have left you. And I would have left you. I would have left you. I'm like, in your vows, you do not simply say thou shalt have a girlfriend on the side because I'm famous. Nigga, you ain't no.
So, Nay, you don't think that she was just trying to be a good wife?
No, I'm not. What's a good wife then? A good wife tolerates stuff like that? I'm a good wife, but I will not tolerate certain stuff.
All
Good
right,
wives have boundaries.
Nay. Ask this brother in the chair that if his wife, let's say if he was stressed out and he needed a side chick, do he think his wife would be a good woman if she allowed him to have a side chick?
She'll be a dumbass bitch, not a good woman, a dumbass bitch. Because when it comes to one, when do men stop at one? When do he start back at one? It go from, oh, can I have this woman in the bed with me? To can I have another girlfriend? To can I have multiple girlfriends? Oh, well, you got to be comfortable with me having. Well, you should have said it was okay for me to do this. So no, it's not gonna happen. We ain't doing number 1, 2, 3, or 20. You know what I told my husband? I don't care what religion you in, my nigga. You bring home another woman talk about she gonna be your wife, she gonna be your wife, and I'll be divorcing you.
Right.
Because I will never be second best to no bitch. Nobody.
Trucking, what is your thoughts? Do you believe, first of all, Trucking, are you still with us? I know you driving.
Oh yeah, I'm still with it. I'm still with you, but my signal may be lagging real soon. That's why I didn't really want to be, talking too much. My audio might be going in and out soon. So,
do you believe that when Julia McKnight allowed Brian McKnight to have side chicks because he was stressed out as an R&B superstar, that she was being a bad wife?
Of course, I believe that she was tolerating way too much.
All right, so if she was being a bad wife, let's say if she come to you and said, "Hey Tay, me and you friends, Brian, he cheating on me. He got 5 side chicks, 2 of them pregnant. But I did make vows to stick with him." What advice would you give her?
I would say the vows is obviously broken. I mean, if he broke his vows, then everything else is off the table. As soon as one person breaks the vows, at least in my opinion, nothing else matters. You're not supposed to break the vows.
Right, the contract is void at that point in my mind.
Exactly.
Damn. Are we saying that my brother has more respect for Christianity than Brian McKnight, who went to a Christian college, grew up in a Christian child?
I think a lot of non-religious people got more respect for Christianity than the people actually in Christianity.
Which is insane. All right, let's keep going. I'm doing a lot of things as my wife and still on her moderating Queen Stevens show, doing other stuff. When she go drop Matt off, I'm gonna tap into my computer science work too. And I'm gonna show y'all how to get good content. Took a lot to bring my wife here, so much. All right, so much leadership. Let's let's go.
So let's work on this. This is your husband. This is your kid's father. We can work through this. I get it. It's a lot. You got a lot getting thrown at you for somebody who was the quirky, eccentric one in school. Now suddenly you're everywhere and you're huge and you're the next big. I get it. I got it. I got you. You got a safe space. This is home. This is where. So the narrative that there was an aggrievement that I'm doing this, never wanted to do this, but since this is what you chose, this is how it's going to work. There were bottles changed. There were bottles.
No, Julie. No, girl.
What you disagree with, Bad?
I disagree with the whole thing. Like, this is what I'm talking about with women. Y'all always want to work things out. Oh, this is your husband. Oh, this is your kid's father. This is the man I have kid. So of course we'd be able to work it out. I didn't hear anything about you wanting to work it out because you loved him and y'all was in love and y'all had this relationship and you knew that y'all can get back there. It was none of that. Girl, you stayed for all the wrong reasons. Children never save relationships. Never. You stay for the kids, that never works out for nobody.
Men are not interested in staying for
children.
That's just what it is.
Girl.
That's the truth. Either a man loves you and he want to do right by you, or he's not going to stay with you and do right by you.
Because in my mind, if the parents stay together, automatically just for them, those two, the children automatically benefit from their union. So why would you need to mention the children? Oh, well, he was the father of my kids, and you know, we were married, and what? Girl, religion. I ain't never seen a woman so religion got you bitches in a chokehold when I say that, for real. I mean, like to the point it's like cutting off y'all air.
But wait a minute. Here's my thing then. When you gonna tell the children the truth if you just stay together for the children? Because you gotta eventually tell the children the truth.
Tell them what truth, man.
And I'm like, well, we only stayed together because we was raising y'all together, but we really didn't love each other. We kept cheating on each other. Why?
But see, this is the thing though, Nay. You had the first child not out of love. What about the other two?
Like I was trying to figure out.
Like, what is that?
What is that? Oh,
The
stay
daughter
up for
don't
the
want
sake
to
of the
speak to this
children.
nigga or the public.
I don't blame her.
I said, why would you? Ain't no way in holy hell. I said it's more beneficial.
Niko.
I'm like, it's more beneficial to me that my children are raised with a healthy environment, healthy parents or parents. That's what I'm worried about. I'm not going to stay in a relationship with someone that clearly does not respect me, does not love me, does not make me feel whole, none of those things, all for the sake of the children. Children can be raised with one healthy, fully autonomous being and have a stable, fulfilled life.
And
I'm a
foundation.
woman
Have a foundation.
with no children. I'm a woman with no children, but you got to understand, my mother, after my father died, still lived a stable, fulfilled life. When my mother met my father, she had 2 children, and he made her whole. And he loved her children, and he loved me. And when she died, she was still able to function as a whole person. I do not want to hear I stayed for the sake of the children, because you're lying.
She stayed with me because of Aegon.
No.
I would never.
I said you're lying.
I want to be with you.
No, I'm bullshit. Me and Mickey, we in love. But I do want to say, I do want to correct myself. So Brian McKnight and his ex-wife Julie McKnight, who were you good now. So Brian McKnight and his ex-wife Julie McKnight, who were married from 1990 to 2003, they had 2 children together. Brian McKnight Sr., Brian McKnight Jr., who we see in this interview here with her today, and Niko McKnight, who passed away in May of this year, 2025. Brian McKnight, while with his ex-wife Julie, who we see here, he had a biological daughter
with another woman,
with a woman by the name of Patricia Driver. I don't want to put out the daughter's name yet because she isn't speaking to the media from all the indications that I have read.
But Julie, guess what? All of this, I'm trying to save my children and protect my children. Your children are hurt. Your children are so hurt that your son went I want to be sensitive. Your son in death still wasn't happy with his father. And had you cut this relationship off a long time ago, he wouldn't even have any of that. So you stand with this man didn't benefit these children. It actually did more harm to them than you stand with him.
Correct.
Then you separated from him, I should say. Because she's talking about, I had to protect my children. Then if that's the case, then why aren't your children still experiencing so much hurt by this man? Why are your children still experiencing not being loved and cared for and seen as, people who has a father who wants to care for them, who wants to love them, who wants them around his life? Like, I don't understand this. Why do women do this to themselves?
Brian McKnight,
you hurt your children, girl. He should have never had access to these children, especially once I know that he didn't love me. There's no way that you can love them, and you voiced it verbatimly at your mouth. No, you didn't do your children any type of service. All you did is prolong a lifetime of hurt with your children to the point where it's going to pass into the next generation of black males. That's what you did.
Do you think that Brian McKnight should be able to be around his grandchildren?
No, for what? Why would you let someone be around their grandchildren that didn't love their father? So how can you love? You didn't love that father. Then how can you love what he produced or creates? No.
That's a valid point.
And why would I want to be around a man knowing that you didn't even care for my father? What makes you gonna care for me?
You won't care for me.
You won't care for me. Just like he doesn't care for them grandchildren now.
You don't.
He don't.
Lord have mercy. All right, let's keep going.
Fed. There were lullabies sang. There were, no, babe, you stay asleep. I'll grab the babies. I'll do. That is what the dynamic was.
Well, that's actually good to hear, and I'm not surprised by this. Nothing about him seemed like he was not a good father.
No, I mean, he absolutely. Even those years where there was a separation during my pregnancy with Niko, and it was by my choice.
Girl,
wait. So hold on, baby.
Girl.
This nigga left you, baby.
While you was pregnant,
baby. Fuck.
Girl, he went with you while you was pregnant.
This nigga don't love you, girl.
Girl, he never loved you.
To abandon a woman while she's pregnant.
So he was telling the truth. So he was telling the truth to Anton. He never loved me. I don't simply keep fucking you because, hey, you easy mistake. But I never loved you. Even though I pretend like I love you. See, girls, young ladies, stop being blind to game.
This man has told her
stop being
he didn't love her in so many ways without telling her name.
Sir,
and she still never got the hint.
And she never got the hint. And she still
she wasn't a smart woman. She wasn't a smart
love
woman
her.
at all.
You still love her. You still love her.
And she still, thank you, Nate. And she's still not.
You still love her.
So hold on, Nate. You agree with my wife that she still love this man? I don't think she still love. I think she just hurt.
No. A hurt woman will be honest with herself too. She needs to be honest with herself. If she's not being honest, the way she describing him, when he should have said if he doesn't indicate that he was a bad father, I would have said no. He is a bad father. This man left me when I was pregnant with our son. This man did this. I'm going to tell the truth because I can stand it and understand that I got to take accountability for what I did too. So stop it.
You agree?
She the way she talks about him is as if she still loves him. Period. And she do.
Yeah.
That's why she won't change.
That's what I'm saying. That's why she still got his last name.
I think y'all understand that more than me as a man. Because I wouldn't like even keep a woman's last name if I was in that situation. Like if we had to, like, I'm not keeping your last name.
Exactly.
We done, nigga. What you talking about?
We done. What you talking about?
But that's just me, right? I think that there's a lot of money with keeping his last name. Right, she get paid for interviews, et cetera, et cetera. So why not benefit from it?
She can still get paid for interviews because she'll always be his ex-wife and still not have his name.
Damn. Okay, it's a valid point. All right, let's keep going. Ciao.
Yeah.
Because absolutely not were things going to be tolerated while I'm pregnant. The stress of it, raising my son. I need to be present for my older one. He was only 2.5. I couldn't be that mother I'm not, following around to make sure you're doing what you're supposed to do as a grown man in a marriage. So you can go handle that.
This man,
I need to be pregnant right now. I got to deliver some babies. And that's when the choice was made on his side. Let's come back and let's make this work. This is my family. The exact words, I want my family back.
I want my family back.
And I was like, oh, that's all you got to tell me, Jack.
Easy.
We're moving, son. And that's.
Do you remember those
things? It was easy.
Easy.
That's all you got to tell me.
All you got to tell me.
And
I'll come back.
Cool.
She ran quick like the goddamn road runner. Was quick with it. Easy as hell. You ain't give him a list of things he had to do.
Nothing.
You didn't make it hard for him. He didn't have to work for y'all. No stipulation. All he had to do is call you up. Hey, I want you to come. I want my family back. Okay, I'm coming. That's all you had to say.
Baby, look, baby, I love you, boo. I swear to God, I'm gonna do right by you. Okay, Big Daddy. We got babies together. We got babies together, and we
You are my
supposed to be.
husband.
You are my husband.
And we got babies together. I am
Mhm.
pregnant.
Oh my
And I do got
God.
the 2-year-old.
You gonna come do right by the 2-year-old too? Girl.
Girl, you signed up for a lifetime of
bullshit.
for a lifetime of abuse. Even
Child.
this man is still abusing y'all even after he ain't with y'all no more. He's still abusing y'all. Currently abusing y'all. He abused your oldest child, I mean your second child, all the way up until his death.
Bragged about the loss.
And bragged about it.
After his son died.
And you sitting over here acting as if you still got love for this man with his name. Girl, she is in denial. She is in denial so much, name. I ain't never seen a woman so delusional besides Rashida. She number one. No, she number one. No, she number two. Danae Jackson is number one. Sorry.
I always put Drea Kelly number one.
I put Danae Jackson as number one because that was crazy. She number two. Rashida is paused at number three for me in line of delusional women in marriages.
No, I actually put
God.
You know who I put as delusional number one? Catherine Jackson. Michael Jackson's mother. I put her in delusional world too.
They live in Delusionalville.
They stay.
Danae, her, Rashida,
Cheetah, Yandy.
Yep, Yandy fall number 4. Yeah.
Yandy a demon herself though.
But at least Yandy out here playing and with other men stepping outside. Like these women ain't do nothing.
Nothing.
Just sit up there and take everything. That's all you have to say to me. I came back running. Easy. He didn't have to work for it. What was the point of you leaving? If you were just going to go back that easy, what was the point?
And thank God you're not that kind of woman that your baby daddy can just call you and say, I want my family back. You're going to run back. Okay, daddy.
I remember he called me and was like, you don't ever see us getting back there. You know, I told him, absolutely not. I like my life the way it is. I'm having a good time being by myself. I'm not stressed out anymore about you. So no, I like it the way things are. The co-parenting is going good for me. I get time to myself. So no, I am not interested in being back with you. I literally said that to him. No, and I haven't been back with him since. And that was years ago. Y'all need to get some backbones. How you got black women out here looking bad, girl? Maybe if you had she's weak.
She was emotionally vulnerable.
Emotionally vulnerable, naive.
You took advantage of her.
Religion was her leader.
Her crutch. Religion was her crutch.
Everything.
Religion held her back.
For real. Religion kept her dumb and stupid.
That's what I said. How did religion save you, girl? Because I thought the religion taught about love, reciprocity, how to treat people. I thought that's what the Bible was teaching you. So how did the Bible save you from this? Answer that question for me. Can anybody answer that? How did that Bible, the basic instructions before leaving Earth, how did that save her? Because you're supposed to be saved. The Bible's supposed to save you from the demonic things that happen. Cheating is demonic. Talking negative, saying the person you don't love them is demonic.
She should never stay in that situation. I agree with you. She should never stay in that situation because those things are demonic, and she is a woman that's led by faith.
Led by faith, and you know what faith means? To believe in something that's not even true.
But let me ask you something. Do you think that the money outshined her faith in the moment, and she just wanted to live a good life?
Her religion outshined.
I'm gonna say yeah.
And money. Her faith in that religion and money. Yes. She liked the glitz and the glam. It's nothing. Just say that, girl.
I think that she wasn't thinking about faith when she was fucking him in Christian school.
Child, she wasn't thinking about it. I'm like, most of them Christian kids be demons. What you talking about? They can't wait to get out of that path.
I wish she would be more transparent.
Yeah, she's not being like.
That's why I said.
Do I feel like she's being honest? In a way, yes. But I feel like she's not
giving it all.
Yeah.
You're leaving pieces out.
Yeah.
You're playing games with us.
And you still not being truthful to yourself about the relationship that you was in with this man. I thought this man loved me, he never loved me. I thought I was in love. I didn't know anything about love. I never been with any other fucking man. My family played a role in me making the decisions that I made over and over. Religion played a role in it. She ain't being honest with us at all.
No, she's not.
No.
No.
She's still trying to make her family look good. And I feel like she don't want to put it on her family. Because you made a lot of decisions based off your family.
Bad decisions.
Bad decisions at that. It impacted all y'all.
God rest in peace to Niko. To Niko, man. God rest his soul.
Yeah.
Because to die thinking that your family don't love you, your father don't love you is diabolical. Let's keep going, man. Why gotta leave some?
Happy to be back.
Of course.
Yeah.
You know, I remember everything, man. I think it's the one thing my dad forgets.
Right.
You know,
when your parents divorced, what was it like for you when you knew it was over?
See, man, I was a different kid.
Right.
I knew at 4 and 5 and 6 years old what my mom and dad were going through.
Right.
All of it, though. Deep things I probably shouldn't have known.
The other women too?
Oh, of course.
Stop it.
You know, it's like,
I'm going to say this. He didn't know exactly what your parents are going through, but children do pick up on behaviors of the parents where it's not showing care, love, and affection. They can tell when something's off, when something's wrong. Children are very smart when it comes to stuff like that. Now, at 5 and 6, you don't know exactly what was going on, but you knew that your father and your mother weren't getting along. But I thought you said, Julie, you was in this relationship to protect these children, and your son said at 4 and 5, he knew something was wrong between y'all. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Had you separated and just raised your son as a solo parent, and you wouldn't even have to be solo, because you told me you came from a multi-generational household. So you would have had role models for him. And then on top of that, you in a church, you could have found another church going man. Or another man, maybe not been in a church, that could have still loved you and your boys. I think a lot of the times, if not all the times, women literally breed their own chaos. When they can walk away from situations.
As she should have.
As she should have. Like when I see women trying to force men to be fathers, they want to go to where the man is, drop the kids off and banging on the door. They want to put the baby on the porch and walk away because I need a break. Like, y'all breed a lot of y'all own chaos with these men, to the point where your kids are either being unalived by these men that don't want them, or being hurt emotionally to the point where it is literally rubbing off of them into their children, causing more generational trauma. So now Niko and BJ had to grow up feeling like that. You don't think that had a part in their fatherhood?
Oh, absolutely.
And then with their children?
Oh, absolutely.
So once again, Black males are not being responsible for their children, even when they're in their lives. They're the ones causing trauma. And Black women are okay with the trauma caused as long as the father's there, because you need a father, right? That's what we keep hearing. Every child needs a father. No one says that every child needs a sane, healthy, committed, invested father. No one says that.
He was never going to be that.
He was never going to be that.
I know Trucker was trying to get in. Let me say this. He was never going to be that, because...
I got to go. I'll see y'all when I come back. I got to go.
Damn.
Brent, stop touching. Jesus.
Yeah. I'm done.
Smack that shit one more time. Smack that shit one more time. Oh, my bad.
Y'all stuck with me now, staring at my setup. So I think that he was never going to be a good father in situation because he couldn't focus on being a good husband. But Trucking, I know you had something you want to say. Let's get to it.
Can you hear me, bro, or am I a little bit laggy?
I hear you just fine.
So, I was going to say, Because from what I'm hearing, right, I'm trying to put the pieces together. I'm not that familiar with this story, but it
Okay.
seems like, at least, from what I'm hearing, one of the reasons why she stuck around and dealt with all of the BS, it was harder for her to find a man that was doing the type of things that Brian McKnight was doing. Right? And this is something that we see a lot when a woman is with a guy that has status or whatever it may be, they put up with more BS. Versus if they had a guy with not as much status, they're willing to leave almost like immediately. So I don't know, man. It just seems like that was also one of the reasons why she was putting up with a lot of BS. I don't think it was just Christianity. I don't think it was just the kids.
Right.
But I do think those are factors as well, though.
I
Okay.
can
Okay.
agree to you to a certain extent. I think she put her blinders on because of that religion. Because of course, even in other religions, they teach the women not to see other men. And only, especially highly invested women in the religion, they sit up and say that your man is pretty much God. So you don't see anybody else that's going to treat you something better. But I do agree to a certain extent. Yeah, a lot of women, unless something, because she didn't even have no motive afterwards. I would have seek revenge. I would have got with a lot of shit. But that's just me. But I'm just
Because
saying,
like
like,
her, because like from my
but I do.
perspective, her whole image, and the reason why we even know her now is because of Brian McKnight. It's like the
That's
same
true.
thing. It's like the same thing. I was just trying to. I was just talking to my girl, and I was like, "Why is Cardi B putting up with all of this stuff with Stephon Diggs? He got all of these women pregnant at the same time." I just couldn't understand it because Cardi B has money. She has status. She has all of these things. So why is it that a woman, even on her level, is willing to put up with so much? Right? It's something that I can't understand. But
I'll
this is
bring it
what we
back. I'm gonna let
tend
you
to
hold it
see.
down.
No, I wanted to hear your thoughts on this too. I wanted somebody to try to explain this to me because at first I thought it was just like women, who was just like they ain't have that much motion or whatever it may be. They tend to put up with this stuff whenever they're with like a richer guy or a guy with status. But then I see Cardi B going through the same thing, and now I'm confused. I'm like, well, is it just stupidity at this point, or what could it possibly be, Nay? I don't.
I'm like I
Maybe
said,
you
it's
can
the
break it
problem. Like
down.
I said, women are indoctrinated to be selfish, to tolerate men and treat men as if they are gods. I'm like, she's not a awoken woman. She's not an enlightened woman. An enlightened woman is not going to tolerate that. A whole autonomous woman is really not going to be subjugated to any man. Because at the end of the day, we're supposed to be a service. If we're going to be in a commitment, we're supposed to be of service to each other, not me be just of service to you. You have to value those vows just as much as I value those vows. And if you don't do that, then there's no sense of being with you. But I'm like, we have been indoctrinated. A lot of people, period, especially who are in a religious have been raised in a religious background, have religious backgrounds and everything, are born indoctrinated. They're indoctrinated into this shit. So women are
So,
taught. So women are taught. I was like, even when we were
so what
sold
is
to
Cardi
kings,
B excuse then? Because it don't seem like
she's
she's
a,
that much of a religious person. I mean,
no, she's indoctrinated. It doesn't mean that she wasn't shown certain things. Indoctrination is not just, reading it in a book. So I'm like, this is traditional that's been passed down for generations. Women were sold to kings, and yeah, we were sold to kings, and yeah, we still had to tolerate this man being with different women, even though I am the queen.
Nate, I don't disagree with you, but I feel like there's one important thing that I wanted you to mention that you didn't mention.
Go ahead.
Women put on their blinders when a guy has success, status, and money. They put on their blinders so much for these guys.
That's what I'm saying. But that's how we were indoctrinated to think. That's what you told us to do. You should have been saying, in order for us to be more valuable, is to get with this man. Make sure you go after the man. This is what you taught in the manosphere, right? Make sure you get success. Make sure you get all the money that you need. Make sure you keep yourself fit, friendly. You must say fit, friendly, and with money. That's what you told us. You said the man with status is the best man to be with. And when he have all those things, you better be able to tolerate him. He should be able to have whatever.
That's not
he
what I
wants.
heard from the Manosphere. What I
No, I'm
heard
talking
from
about
the Manosphere.
the red pill. I'm talking about red
Okay,
pill.
let me tell you what I heard from Red Pill. What I heard Red Pill men tell women is that you can deal with these guys. Who mic is that? Who mic is that?
No, it's mine.
So what I heard Red Pill tell women is that, hey, you can get you the Brian McKnights of the world, but this is the type of stuff that you're more than likely is going to have to deal with. Why not just get you a guy, right? That's a average man, right? Who's going to actually love you, respect you, be loyal to you. But what we tend to see is that, and this is what we're seeing from this interview, right? A lot of women, they rather put up with all of this nonsense and be with the Brian McKnight type of guy for whatever reason, right? And for reasons that we already know. So I don't agree with you as far as you saying that's what the red pill guys are. No, I don't think that's what they're saying, because I hear these guys telling women all the time that, hey, you're going to get with these high value guys, but more times than not, they're not going to be loyal.
But
they're
that's
not going to be faithful.
so. What's a wholesome man? You should be able to establish a wholesome life and still have character, charisma. You still should be able to do those things. Yes, you could be a high value guy, but still know how to care for a woman, how to cherish a woman. It shouldn't be those things that you're talking about are materials. They come and go. And yeah, you can say women come and go, but a good woman, it comes one in a million, what y'all would say.
Right, but Nate, I'm not talking about what it should be.
But that's what I'm saying is the red pill need to be teaching that. Yes, you can. I'm like, you should be teaching. Oh, if you get with this type of man and he got a whole bunch of money, you got to deal with him having multiple women. You should teach a man, even though you have a lot of money, you still need to have character about yourself. You should carry yourself with integrity. Know how to treat a woman and all those things. That's what you teach them.
But,
you don't
Nate,
teach them.
But Nate, that's also going back. But
There's
Nate, that's also going back to what it should be, right? That's men with a lot of money, they should be good. They should still be loyal. But we all know more times than not, they're not going to be that.
That's what I'm saying. So the red pill is not teaching men how to be wholesome men. You teach them to be a playboy. I know if I got all this status, and I know I'm like, if I get all this money and stuff, and I become a billionaire, guess what? All the hoes gonna be here. I can have whatever woman I want.
But the last time I checked, the red pill was made to teach women more than it was to teach men.
What you did? Why?
Let me finish, Nate. Just let me finish. Right? Because clearly, right? I'll answer that question too. Why do you need to teach the women? Because clearly, right? Brian McKnight's wife, she didn't know no better, right? She fell into her natural woman ways, right? And she put up with all of this BS.
What's a natural woman way? What you think is a natural woman way?
What we was just talking about, right?
That's not a natural woman way. What's a natural woman way?
I'm gonna answer it, but you can't keep cutting me off though. I'm gonna answer it though, right? So it's what we was just talking about, right? All of the BS that she put up with, right? Everybody said it was for Christianity, it was for the kids, but we also know that if Brian McKnight wasn't Brian McKnight, she probably would have never put up with all of that. And that's why I brung up Cardi B, is because we see Cardi B dealing with the same thing now. She's willing to go through all of that, of what she's going through, because it's Stephon Diggs. We all know if it was just a regular guy, wasn't in the NFL, didn't have a $100 million deal, she wouldn't be going through all of that. That's the natural, and I'm not saying all women are like this, Nate. But more times than not, we all know this is what we see.
Okay, like I said, that's not explaining the natural woman way. The natural woman way that I was looking for, because most of the time y'all think that's what it is to be submissive to a man. We supposed to tolerate everything that a man does. A fully autonomous woman does not tolerate stuff like that. Period. Whether he is rich or whether he is poor, she will not tolerate any person doing other than being loyal to her, like she is loyal to him, like he's submissive to her, like she's submissive to him. That's a full autonomous woman. The natural woman way is for a woman to know better, to know that you are valuable. The very thing that the man really wants, that honestly is to have children. I'm the main person that brings you legacy and lineage.
My bad, y'all. I was having
And
I had this
no,
whole
you good.
time. I forgot to plug my laptop up. Tell me where that bitch died.
No, it's
So look,
good.
Nate, I want to
But
ask you a question.
Wait.
Is Beyonce a fully
I'm not-
accomplished woman? It's a
I
simple
said
question.
autonomous, not accomplished. Even
So,
I'm like even career journey.
would Beyonce fit in that category?
I'm like she's not autonomous because she's tolerating a lot of shit that Jay-Z does. She tolerates it. And instead of getting out of that bubble just because Jay-Z wouldn't be who he is without her. Let's be honest. So she got to snap out of it too. She got to be used to being alone with her children. There's nothing wrong with that. She ain't gonna leave.
I agree. She gotta
Let's be
do
clear.
better.
That's why I know you can't explain what's the natural woman way. What you talking about? Because a woman know her worth, and she will not tolerate that.
Hello.
Ranger knows.
It's unnecessary to tolerate.
Well, the only reason I said that, I
everybody
wasn't trying to insult.
get back
I
in.
wasn't trying to insult all women, but it feels like for the most of my life,
We listen to you, bro. Oh damn, we done lost that nigga. All right, there you go. He back, but he's clearly having connection issues. Are you back, Trucking? What you say?
no, I ain't say nothing. Go ahead, bro. You know, you can keep going with the show, bro.
Oh, you good? I was just trying to hear what you were saying. That's all. You good?
I was just trying to tell Nate when I was, talking about this shit I've seen, because I'm pretty sure you have seen it as well, right? For the most part of your life, bro. When a lot of these guys, even Anton's wife, I feel like she putting up with, like, I don't know for sure, but
I think that
I
in
digress.
a lot of situations, bro, women put up with the things that they feel like they want to put up with. In a situation with Anton's wife, shit, she want to be in a situation, she want to put up with it. I can't really say anything about her. You know what I'm saying? Like, she living a great life and they work together. As a matter of fact, I tell my wife all the time that I personally think Rita's a great wife. And I'm not sure what she put up with, but publicly it would look up. It seems that way because he speaks about black women in such a crazy manner. But at the end of the day, she's still there. She's gonna stay there. Outside of that, I don't really got nothing to say about bro wife. You feel me?
So I was explaining to him. I said, let me tell you. I was like, women have been indoctrinated.
And we're doing a 2-hour show, so y'all good. I got plenty of time.
Oh, okay. I'm just saying, women have been indoctrinated to be selfless, sacrificial, tolerate anything. It doesn't matter what status he's in. You have to tolerate him having a gambling problem, alcoholic problem, abusive. Many women, we have to tolerate that. We have been indoctrinated to tolerate that. And a lot of women are waking up to that. They're saying, hey, if I'm supposed to be a human being like you, the stuff that you wouldn't tolerate from me, I shouldn't have to tolerate that from you.
I agree.
I said indoctrination is a big thing in society, period, especially in this whitewashed patriarchy.
I agree.
A lot of us are indoctrinated. That's why they call us
are indoctrinated for the wrong reasons too.
For wrong reasons. That's why they don't like the term woke. They don't like it because woke means enlightenment. You're waking up to see that this is not benefiting me in no way, shape, or form.
I agree. And shout out to everybody watching on all the channels, man. Whether you're watching on my YouTube channel, my Twitch channel, my wife's channel, if you're watching anywhere, we appreciate you guys. And we want to get the channel back going. We want to donate. We want to see more donations coming in. But more importantly than donations, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share the video out to a friend because that helps us grow. That's all we ask for, all right? But until then, let's keep going with our video. Let's review it.
That's what I mean. You know, there's so many layers to our dynamic as a family. To take certain things said at face value really discredits, like my mom said, every single part of this that's gone on.
Right.
And especially when it comes to me and of course my brother now. The things that have been said about us even are just like, they're just petty and spiteful.
So let's talk about that, because I've heard your break. Your father describes the break between you and him as occurring later, because he says even after the divorce things were okay, even when he had a new girlfriend, even when he remarried things were okay, that things were still stable and solid. He says at some point you guys came on the road with him. He wanted you all you all were artists, and he wanted you to experience the road. He wanted you to know it was like to play in front of crowds and to also have to get up early and do all the things. And when y'all got there, these are my words, my interpretation of him. He said y'all were a little entitled. He said there was a lot of drugs, a lot of laying around. Then it was, I miss my girlfriend, I'm going back.
Right.
That there was a lack of kind of accountability, maybe a slightly lower work ethic than is needed.
Unbelievable.
That's the gist. That was my takeaway from him, and that he got tired of babying y'all also. So
Hilarious.
What do you say?
All right, here we go.
Here
you
we
gotta
go.
think, man.
Now,
the longest amount of time that me and my brother spent.
This is about to be so fucked up, Nay. Again, I did pre-watch this interview so I can give this context. Nay, he said the longest time he ever spent with his father, him and his brother, God rest his soul, Niko, the longest they spent with their father, Brian McKnight, is when Brian and their father, when Brian Sr. allowed Brian Jr. and Niko to come on tour with them. That's the longest and most time he ever spent with any of his children. But let you guys hear it out of his mouth right now.
And that he got tired of babying y'all also. So
Hilarious.
What do you say?
All right, here we go. You got to think, man. The longest amount of time that me and my brother spent with my father consecutively were the 9 years we toured together. I started touring at 17.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. My brother's 14. Hadn't spent any time with my dad like that yet.
First of all, I think that it's inappropriate to take young men who are 17 and who are 14 years old on tour, away from school, away from being normal teenagers. I think that's inappropriate. Personally. What do you think, Nate? Do you think it's appropriate if I took a 14-year-old Egon on tour with me? I think that's wildly inappropriate, and Brian McKnight should have known better.
Yeah.
Were
they trying to sing? Were they singing with him?
Yeah.
If they were
yes,
working,
they have a music career. Yes.
Okay. If they were working, they want to sing with their father. I don't believe
they was working. Yes.
I was like, okay, so I wouldn't really allow it, but you are their father, and if you want them to know what it's like to be on tour and stuff like that, I would be okay with you showing them. It's okay with you showing them. But no, out of all honesty, no, I wouldn't want that. I wouldn't want, I'm like, to subjugate my kids, even though they want a career like this. I would sort of say, hey, out of all honesty, there's a lot of bullshit that comes with being a singer. He wasn't like truthful with his children when it came down to, hey, I understand y'all want to be singers, but this is the light of being a singer and the darkness of being a singer. There are sleepless nights. There are times where you have deadlines. You have to always, there are this, that, and the third. No, you was probably showing him all the holes that you can get for being a singer. You was probably showing him the glitz of it. He ain't really showed them the good side of the music industry and the dark side of it. I promise you, he taught them how to be exactly like him. Bad fathers, and hoes.
ultimately, that's all he did teach them. How could he teach them anything else if he don't know anything else? He don't know shit. He was a bad father himself. Awful father. Welcome back to the show, Truck and Trader.
What's good? What's good?
Another day, another dollar, my brother. All right, let's get to it, man. Let's get back to the video, guys. It's gonna get wicked. And shout out to y'all for over here supporting me, man. I appreciate y'all.
Me and my father had a special relationship because I played ball. So I got to hang out with my dad more just because of that. Let's start there. I turned 18. I moved right back to LA. I don't tell my mama. I don't tell my brother, nothing. I left them for a year to go be with my dad. Barely saw him then.
Did he encourage that move?
No, he didn't even know. And I still think to this day that one pitiful movement on my part changed the trajectory of a lot of things, but that's a different story. But me and Niko, we worked our asses off, man. Like, I don't care what my dad said. We loved it. We got to tour. We got to travel. We got to learn a lot. I watched my dad open and close the show every night. I loved it, man. This is my favorite time of my life, was doing that with my father and my brother. And we worked hard.
It's still crazy to hear that despite the hardships in Brian McKnight life with his children, that those were Brian McKnight Jr. favorite times. And I told my wife this, because listen, my brother knows this. My wife believes that, children don't need their fathers. He just sat up here and said the best time of his life, despite being raised by his mom basically alone, the best time was when he was with his father on tour.
I'm like, that's what I'm saying. Y'all will sit there and idolize your fathers even when they don't give a fuck about you. Never did. Y'all will idolize the motherfuckers until the day y'all die, and will sit here and persecute your mother even though she was there in your life. See how backwards that is? That's backwards as fuck.
We do the same thing to our moms too, though.
What?
Every day.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm not talking about y'all in particular.
No, I know. I'm talking about in general.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah. But I don't understand how you sit here and idolize a man that you clearly saw was barely saw in your life as a kid. I'm talking about a kid, those precious times, learning how to walk, learning how to talk, learn those things, those precious things. But the only reason why he likes you is because you played ball. Oh, you doing something that might make you money and benefit me too. Oh, okay. Yeah. Great. Thank you so much. A round of applause, motherfucker. How about that?
I think this goes to show that, like, when some of us black men well, I know my brother don't say this, but a lot of black men online would say that, well, all black fathers love their kids and all black fathers are involved. This goes to show you that even though you can be rich, you can have a certain amount of social status, et cetera, you can still be a deadbeat, ain't shit piece of shit.
A lot of them are. This is what I was just trying to tell Nate earlier. Like, a lot of, at least from some of the content I watch, I know it's a lot of red pillars out there, but a lot of guys try to warn these women. Just because the guy got the money and he got the success, that don't mean he's going to be a good husband. That don't mean he's going to be a good father. That don't mean he's going to be there for you. And this is something that we see play out over and over again, right? Like, they'll still go up and say, I'll take the rich guy that's a cheater versus the broke guy that's loyal. This is what we see. So I'm not trying to blame everything on, the wife, but I can't. It's hard for me to feel sorry for her because this is what we see over and over again.
I can't disagree with you, bro. And I appreciate your commentary too.
Well, stop, bro, throwing that motherfucking Bible in my face, man. That's how I'm supposed to treat you like a god.
She herself loved the Bible.
The Bible teaches you how to treat a man like a god. He God. Tolerate everything. Go ahead, yeah. This is the man you serve. You're not serving God. You serving this man, and this man's supposed to serve God. He ain't a service to you though. Yeah, you right. Y'all agree with that. Y'all go keep going agree with that shit.
I think that they both are culpable because
Yeah, they
he
both are though. I'm
failed
not
to
disagreeing.
lead as a man. He failed to lead as a man, and she failed her children when she didn't lead a situation that she clearly saw was going to be toxic. Pretty much moving forward, Brian never loved her, and this is why I can't support him because I can be in a like a really bad spot with my children, but if I find out that something bad has happened to them, I would never let them lead this world feeling like they are unloved. Never in a million fucking years. Let's keep going. The interview is deep. We halfway through it.
Together. We worked very, very hard. Lots of early mornings, lobby calls. We were never late. I ran the sound checks most of the time before my dad got there. You feel me? Did we party? Did we hang out? Oh, of course we did. I was 19 years old and the kids were chilling. We smoked weed. To talk about us as we are drug addicts and all that, we smoke weed. We live in California, in the valley, and we have money.
I think you have to.
Entitled. We were young kids just like all of y'all. What the funniest thing about this, like I said to my grandfather the other day, is the thing that the way people would tell me what they would do with my life.
Right.
The way that people out there, because of the things that my dad has said to.
So I want to add context to that because I agree with him. They live in California.
Yeah, that's what I'm like.
In the early 90s and 2000s, they getting blowed as hell. They getting blowed as hell. They got access to the best kush and they got money. They doing the same thing that everybody else was doing. I think that's his problem with his father.
Right.
They was doing the same thing that everybody else was doing.
Let's also be clear. This is a rich kid. What do rich kids do? This is a rich kid. Even though weed wasn't legal, paraphernalia wasn't legal back then. I mean, the celebrities barely got in trouble about, marijuana, Mary Jane. They were doing what all kids do, experiment. See what they like and what they don't like. Are they going to continue with this thing or they're not going to continue with this thing? Doing typical teenage shit. So, yeah.
They were typical rich teenagers, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to be partying, doing all kind of shit. You got to just live with that shit. It is what it is. They never was bad kids, though. I think that's the problem that they have. Is like, what the fuck? You trying to make it seem like we are bad people when we never were. Anyway, let's keep going, guys. Shout out to y'all for watching the interview with me. Appreciate you guys.
It's astonishing to me what people think they would have done in my shoes, particularly. I can't speak for my brother, and he's not here to speak for himself anymore.
Right.
So the things that have even been said about him as of late, those are things that, again, I won't let slide. But again,
absolutely not.
Our break with my dad came way later. It's interesting that you said Mother Grandma Elaine kicked Dad out, or didn't kick him out, but he told him he had a year. That's what he did to us too. Now it makes sense. I never knew that.
Yeah, he said he got you an apartment, paid for it, and said you got a year to get this
Let's
thing
stop
together.
there.
Yeah.
Let's stop there. And this is the last time I'm talking about any of this. So everybody knows. I was already 23. 2 years prior to that, me and my brother were looking at houses.
Right.
This is back when you can get a crib in Porter Ranch in LA for $2,000 a month. We're talking 15 years ago. We were looking at houses based on promises and just promises that we were made about what we would get if we did the last tour, which we had already decided that we weren't going to do because we were becoming a rock band. And my brother had just had surgery on his hernia, couldn't even travel without being in constant pain.
And still did.
And we still were doing it. Still getting begged to fly out. Still having to do it. You know what I mean? So that's why, like, when I hear stuff like we were just a couple of young, entitled, drug addict kids, when? Well, I made more music. We did more for him during that time. I produced and mixed the last of those 3 albums he worked on at the crib when he lost the studio. When he had all of his gear, legendary gear. So
exposing you.
Damn. So you telling me that the music, the last 3 albums you had your son produced, and you don't even want to give him the credit for that? But those were the best times of my life. But this man don't want to even give him credit for the music you helped him make. Despicable. Y'all
Nay, he said
idolize.
these children were lazy, entitled, young, spoiled kids. He didn't tell Anton Daniels that his last albums, we literally can go and see that Niko was credited. That both sons were credited. They worked on the album.
He didn't even say it.
Yeah, he didn't say shit about it.
He didn't even say it, but y'all boys will sit here and idolize that shit. Even though he's still showing you how much of a piece of shit he is, you will sit there and still idolize that man. Oh, those were the day he took me to the park was the best day of my life. The fuck are you talking about? Huh?
But you know what though? I still can't help but feel like Young Thug right now. Whoop-de-doo. Whoop-de-doo, nigga. Like you just told everybody you was looking at $2,000 houses in the early 2000s, which means in today's prices we probably talking about $3,000-$4,000 houses per month. You know, I'm not trying to sound insensitive, but it's like, bro, you wasn't working at McDonald's when you was 18, 19. You was living. Now, I get everybody still have their own struggles, but yes, bro, of course everybody's going to hear the shit you're saying and be like, Nick, you are entitled in some ways. You can't fully deny that, bro. You was going on flights and fucking producing a fucking album for your dad. Whoop-de-doo. That's just so fucking hard. That's just slave work. Slave
But they didn't do it for free. They never said they did it for free. They were paid. They were being paid. So that's not a whoop-de-doo.
Hey,
Because
Linda Gamble.
they were getting paid.
Shout out to Linda Gamble in the chat showing us some love. We over here, our small little channel. I think the message with this one trucking is on Anton's platform. Brian McKnight made it seem like, well, my sons were just some lazy boys who wasn't doing shit. Come to find out, they were literally producing music and was basically still being shitted on by their father.
No, I get that part, bro. I understand that part.
They were working, so of course.
The only thing I was trying to say, bro, is like, I don't know, maybe I come from a different time. I'm not saying that they're lazy, but it's like, it's just he the way he's making it sound is if they was working 16-hour shifts at the factory or some shit. That's the only thing I was saying, bro.
It don't matter. Sound check, that's a job. That's still a job. He got a job. They were doing work. They weren't doing it for free. So with the mere fact that you keep saying that they were entitled, they weren't, because they worked for their money. They worked for that. They worked. It wasn't free. You're acting like their father gave them the money to do that. No, they had to work for it.
If anything, shit, they gave him opportunity to get free music produced.
What are you talking about? That's not a whoop-de-doo. He doing what regular people do when they have accomplished something or when they work a job and they can put a key in their own house. That's what they did. That's not a whoop-de-doo. Huh? That's not entitlement, baby. Entitlement is my dad paid for everything that I didn't work for.
No, they weren't entitled at all. Let's go back to the interview.
At the crib because he just didn't care no more. Just didn't want to make no more music. And then all this is what was going on at the time. He ruptures his Achilles. He's doing all the pieces. He's going through his midlife. He'd have been my age then than I am now. We saw it happen. Let me show you how your pussy works song. That same period of time when he lets me and my brother and my best friend do the theme song for youporn.com, and they bring a bunch of porn stars to the crib and have us shoot a music video, and he leaves us there with his handlers, and they allowed us to do this. But we were entitled, drug addict kids. Where was the parent that were with us, around us? My mom's in North Carolina and only found out about all this when we told her.
And how old were you? How old were you?
20.
Now there are people who are going to say you still grown.
My brother was 17. That's grown. 20 years old. That's grown. Again, I would love to see what y'all would do in that situation. I was 20 years old. 20.
Now, I'm going to defend him in this situation because I remember when the situation happened with a lot of different men, but I'm going to specifically say Shannon Sharp. Women were saying that Gabriella Zuniga was not grown, even though she was 20, I think 24, 25 or some shit. But when she first met Shannon Sharp, she was 20. or 19. And they said, well, she was not grown and she was incapable of making choices on her own. In the same spirit, I'm going to give him that same energy. Just that simple. And Brian McKnight, you had a responsibility to take care of your children, especially because you're not being hindered by the mom or some shit like the manager talk about. You just got to be a good dad. It's just that simple, bro. Let me get my work done in the background. And I just got this victory royale on Fortnite. Man, shout out to us, bro. Let's get it. Winning team.
D.
Yeah.
And we weren't sheltered kids.
No.
This is the flip side of the thing I want to talk about too. And I'm glad. Another reason why I came on here, so I can go ahead and lay this out there, man. We were not these little spoiled rich kids as we were presented out to be. My dad don't even know the kind of things and the kind of stuff that I was into as a young kid. I grew up in Raleigh, North Carolina, 30 minutes from Durham. You feel me? I hooped with real niggas all the time. All my homies were hitters. And that's real. My Arab homies, you know what I mean? I grew up with people that really, really were about that life in a lot of ways. And I was accepted.
Hold on.
Wait a minute. Oh, he was in the hood. Right? Oh, okay. Oh, well, shit. Take that back. He was a rich kid living a not rich life.
Exactly, man. I was about to say that.
He was a rich.
I don't believe that all his friends were hitters. I don't believe that. But I do believe he grew up in a rough neighborhood.
Yeah. I was like, but then again, could be. Because these are not rich, these are broke kids in poverty. So it's a mere difference. They probably didn't know he was rich because they lived with his mom. So
Weird.
I don't know. We only can speculate on that one, but if he said he lived down not even 30 minutes, he lived in Durham, yeah, Carolina is rough.
I don't know, man. For me, I guess I'm just naturally cynical because even the way he said, all of my friends were hitters, I'm not buying it, bro.
All of my homies were hitters, bro.
I'm not buying it, bro. Cause me and Real, we really come from them parts. And niggas don't sound like you. Niggas don't talk. It ain't adding up, bro. It ain't. But I'm not trying to take away from the fact that he had a hard life. I can believe that part. But I can't help but to be cynical on some of the things he's saying. It's just me. I'm not trying to say he's wrong. It's just me,
No, I agree with you. I feel the same exact way, Lucky.
That's what I'm saying. Like, for the audience, it does sound like he was a preppy, rich kid. But his dad sounds the same way. He kind of talks like a dad. His voice is kind of like his dad. You wouldn't think he was a Bible thumping kid. He really sounds like a nerd. Like he was real, sitting in the corner somewhere, playing anime and shit.
Come on, because we
he
ain't never heard no
like
King Von, no Lil Durk sound like this, bro. It's just, I feel like he keeps trying to up the levels on his struggles and shit. I'm not saying he never went through the struggle, but it feels like he's kind of hyping it up a little bit at this point. But bro, you know what I'm saying,
you know
bro?
what?
I do know what you're saying.
But you know what, Daryl? This actually shows the concept of euphoria. How these rich kids would come into this area and just be like, they idol, like how poor people idolize or you know what word I'm looking for, fantasize about being rich, but the rich kids fantasize about being poor.
Yeah, they want to be like regular kids. They don't want to be like these niggas.
That child, it's bad. Like, okay.
You got people thinking that they want to be like Brian McKnight. Brian McKnight kids don't want to be like Brian McKnight. That's just the facts. Anyway, man, let me keep going, though. It's just crazy, man.
I hooped, and I come from a family of real niggas too. All my uncles are G's. My dad knows these things. All my dad's people that he came up with out here, the people that protected him when he was out on the west side.
Absolutely.
Those are my uncles. And my uncles extend outside of our blood family, man. That's just how we move. There was never a time that even me and my brother treated people like we were entitled.
No.
We were never those kids. We didn't hang out with the celebrity. We don't have celebrity friends. Most of the time, them niggas didn't like us. Because we didn't care about a lot of that stuff, man. We never cared about being flashy. We never cared about stunting on people. Me and my brother wanted to be accepted. We spent, especially my younger brother,
right,
as the quote unquote black sheep. You know what I mean? So that's why, yeah, those things hurt because, again, it's spiteful, it's petty, it's also narcissistic. You know what I mean? It's like to continue to try to paint us out, especially when we're not throwing jabs, we're not saying nothing. You mad at us because the internet continues to rehash certain things for you, and you just don't know how to shut your mouth and stop fueling the fire.
You say you weren't entitled. He did say that when you had some child support issues, that he was expected to take care of it, even though you're grown, you had the child support stuff, and then you told the girl, "Hey, my dad's paying for this."
Because that never happened.
No.
So this part is where, in an anti-interview, Brian McKnight said that he had to pay for his son's child support, et cetera, et cetera. Here, he's going to break down that is just not true. All right, let's get to it.
That never happened. Expected is one thing. I'd never even formally asked him. And this is why putting these types of things out there in public is so detrimental to even my children and their mother and our side of things either. The way I even found out how much I owed in child support. See, there's so many layers to these kinds of stories, y'all, that you got to really do more digging. But the thing about it is you can't tell people to just do more digging because this is information that no one should even know.
Absolutely.
Well, there's that.
You feel me? These are things that we only have to absolve ourselves for because now we're in the public and because of the things that my dad has gone to say. This is in-house business matters that should not be discussed in public. I shouldn't have to tell y'all that I didn't find out that I had to pay child support until I owed $17,000. I was never properly served. It's not like they were tracking me down. I wasn't hard to find. I was homeless for 4 years, though, so I didn't have an address. He didn't tell you about the years and about the months I was sleeping out of my car.
Did he know you were sleeping in your car?
Of course he did.
And what did he say to you?
Nothing.
Did he offer to help?
How can you be Brian McKnight, know your son is sleeping inside of a fucking car, homeless, and do absolutely nothing about it? How is that even possible? How is it even possible for you to have a child out here homeless and you don't care enough to say, you know what, I'm going to make sure that this child is fine. I'm going to make sure that they're in a house that they love and they're protected. How are we at the point where Black men know that their sons and daughters are homeless and do nothing? Man, let me go ahead and get out of here. Anybody got any final thoughts? Because I'm going to do a part 2. I got some pre-recording I got to get done. Start with Trucking. You got any final thoughts, Trucking?
I just want to say, bro, thanks for having me up on the show. Everybody hit that like button, subscribe to my brother's channel. If y'all want to hit my Cash App, say, no, I'm just kidding, bro. Just want to say I love you, bro. If you're going to be off tomorrow, bro, hit me up. I'm going to be off Sunday and Monday, so if you want to hop on, you can get some games in, just let me know, bro.
For sure. I definitely will. I definitely hit you up for sure. I'm going to be at work, but I'll hit you up. All right, and Lady Nay, any final thoughts for us before we get out of here?
Basically, y'all like, share, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, and we'll see y'all later. We'll do a part 2 where I'm not at home at work.
Oh yeah, you already know I'm gonna do a part 2 for sure on this one.
Yeah, it's good. This is getting dark, but I like it. I like
this interview.
I believe them more than I believe Brian McKnight. Like, we knew he was lying, but this brings more context and it's a little more believable.
Yeah, they was on some straight bullshit the entire show. Anton and Brian McKnight. I think that in their interview, they should have just allowed more transparency. And the only way that you can do that is have Brian McKnight Jr. there and the ex-wife there. I think it was a missed opportunity. That's my final thoughts. But with that being said, please make sure you guys hit the like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel, all of the channels. With that being said, we are out of here, man. Peace.